can't do that. I'm not dying, and I'm not dying for you. I have way too much life to live. I have way too many girls that I still gotta fuck. I have so much to give. I haven't even gotten super partnered yet on Twitch. You guys ever get super partnered? It's when you get... Oh, shit. You're right. I gotta get the butthole, too. Oh, okay, there we go. Ah! That's my helmet. Premium high quality content, everybody. 59 of you pay at least $5 a month for this shit, you fucking idiots. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going for a victory royale. We're gonna cash in some V-Bucks tonight. Alright? I am literally the next ninja. It's gonna happen.
First.
You don't believe me? Why not? Huh? Why not? Well, no. Hey! 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 Hey!
Oh.
Get this. Ooh, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Oreo here, coming at you with another video. Before I get started, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, hit that like button on video. Make sure you leave a comment and hit that bell button so you get all notifications. Very important, guys. And now let's
Muy importante.
by the way, guys, I got this going on, I got that going on. 7 minutes later. All right, guys, now let's get into the video. Today we're going to talk about dicks and how they're not actually so great. So when you look at a dick, you're like, what the fuck is that? Why is that there? You ever just look at a dick and you're like, what's going on here? You know what I mean? You know, what is this really? What's going on here? What the hell kind of shit is this?
Ashley, we need some input on.
So the penis goes in the vagina.
What is that? Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Oh, Jesus. There's the no, wait. No, don't. No. We're over the number now. Look at the number. We guys, we got the weed number. We got the weed number. Ah! Wait a minute. No, now we're going to be over 69, guys. No, I don't. Open the portal, 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 open the portal. Open the fucking portal! Shut up! Oh my god! Thank you. Actually, really appreciate that. Thank you. Hi. How's Brian doing tonight? Maddie Soccer, Red Morning Light never wins the game. And never with the tier 3 for 19 months. Never, you weren't first though, dude. I'm sorry. I gotta confess. Red was actually first this time. Maddie was second. And you were actually third, so... Given all this hate, I don't know. I don't really know. I don't really know where we go from there. But, you know, we made an attempt. We tried. Guys, welcome to the stream. My name is Oreo Side, and today we're doing a stream. It's, God, it's clear as sky also. How's it going? Guys, it's been a bit, okay, I have to get this off my chest really quick. So this is a different boom arm. I was using the blue compass before, and now I'm using this one. And my favorite thing about it is that no matter where I put it, it stays and it doesn't drag at all, and it's really nice. And I'm very much enjoying it. I just put it. I'm not sponsored, by the way. No, Rode is never going to sponsor me. Never. That's never gonna happen. All right, I'm never gonna get big enough for them to get on their radar. Chozo, how's it going? No, I am not drunk. I am just faux drunk for the purpose of comedy. Well, not really faux drunk, more like just faux mumbly. I don't know. Anyway, how's everybody doing? It's been a busy week. I feel like I haven't really been around that much because there's been a lot of stuff going on. I've been trying to keep busy with other endeavors. There's been a lot going on in the real life, you know. Oh no, there's something else. Oh yeah, and Final Fantasy. I've been playing a lot of that shit too. That's a final. Okay, listen. Final Fantasy for me so far. So I am level 31. I think I'm level 31. And I'm still don't know what I'm doing. I feel okay, so I rolled Arcanist or Arcanist or however it's pronounced. And I just hit one button. Or I hit like 3 different buttons, but like I hit like basically 2 different buttons and that's it. And I feel like I'm supposed to be doing more than that, but I don't know. Like I feel like it gets 10 times more complicated for me. Oh, great. You get a 4-minute rotation? That sounds awesome. I'm never going to do that. I'm never going to do a 4-minute rotation. Fuck that. I'm just going to play the game. Man, that's or maybe I'll switch classes. That sounds better. I don't know. You know, I have to say, the one thing I'm not a fan of with the Final Fantasy online game, it lacks open worldness. I don't like that when I leave the city, I have to go through a loading screen. And then like every zone I go through, I have to go through a loading screen. I don't like that. And I'm sure someone's going to tell me why that is and why it's actually a really good thing. But I don't like it. So there's that. You are in ARR? What is that? High level Final Fantasy is multi-bar and kinda is why I stopped playing long ago. It was on PS4 so maybe better on PC. How the hell would you play that game on PS4? Oh my god. I don't know, like Star Citizen on a console, on like a controller, I can't envision that. There's too many keys. There's too many like things that need to happen. You need a keyboard. You need 100 and... How many, what is it nowadays? How many is it? 151, 128? How many keys are in a keyboard? I forget. I guess it varies nowadays because sometimes you get the macro keys, sometimes you get the numpad, sometimes, I don't know, whatever. Anyways, point is, there's more keys. Luca, how's it going? Realm Reborn? Oh, got it. I see. I haven't played WoW since Lich King. Is the maps wider? No load screens? There's load screens between continents, but that's about it. So like Northrend, Kalimdor, Eastern Kingdoms, Outland, Draenor, all those have loading screens. Instances have loading screens, but that makes sense. I understand that. But other than that, like zone to zone, no. There's no loading screen. But yeah. A lot of people prefer playing with a controller. Well, they're just not correct. That's all I have to say about that. They don't know what they're talking about. It's coming back now, running north for 10 minutes in Kalimdor. Oh yeah. Yeah, you remember that shit? That's what immersed you, you know? That's the kind of shit that made you really just like man, you know? Like, man, you know? I like the controllers. Well, that's because you're basic, Red. You don't understand PC gaming. No one does. Well, actually, the PC gamers do, but none of the other people do. It's above. God, I just want to keep adjusting this. I want to like, I can just like, okay, that drags a little bit. Can I tighten that though? If I tighten that, Oh my god, dude, it's so good. It's so good. Oh my god, I love it. I love that I can have this mic wherever I want now. So for those of you who have the SM7B, which I don't know how many of you that is in the chat, probably not many because it's a very, very expensive microphone. I highly, highly recommend the Rode PSA-1 mic arm with it, because this is a good boom arm. Nothing against the Blue Compass, but this just works better for the SM7B. It just floats, and that's what I love. I wish more things that were on arms did that. I really wish more things didn't require like so much calibration in order to get it to do the like anti-gravity thing. Killing him 666, how's it going? Look at this handsome beast. What's good, buddy? I don't know. We're just chatting with the community right now. We might play some Final Fantasy later, but we're just kind of catching up. It's been a busy couple weeks, and I haven't really done much content creation wise. I'm not unmotivated. It's just I've just been so busy with other shit, and it's summer, and it's like, you know, where I'm at, summer's only here like 3, maybe 4 months out of the year. So, you know, you gotta get it while it's getting, right? Creature 100, hi there. Oh wait, what arm is that? This is the Rode PSA-1. So I had the Blue Compass before. They're both $100, but yeah, I was just saying, definitely if you ever get an SM7B, this is the arm to put it on, because it's very zero gravity. Looking for good arms? Well, hey, there you go. Yeah, no, I've gone through, I think, this is my utility closet, by the way. I've gone through, oh, Jesus. So we went through the Blue Compass. And then I had this cheap thing. This was like $16. And this kind of worked for a while, but it was just really small. And now I think I found the one. So now I can stop running up my credit cards on that, at least. Hopefully it stays that good. My experience with mic arms is some start great and get worse over time, and some just always suck. Yeah, that's kind of what I've been noticing too, or at least hearing. And I don't know. I know with a lot of equipment like this, you definitely have to pay for the good shit. Or the good shit is the, you know, like you actually, it's like tires, you know, you don't cheap out on it, I guess, if you want something good. How are you, by the way? I'm doing pretty well. It's just been very busy lately. It's been a lot of shit going on. Nothing terrible, but just busy. Just a lot of stuff. And I've been trying to put out YouTube content, and I feel like I'm not doing that fast enough, but whatever, you know. I figure once fall gets closer, we will see more on that front, possibly. Killing him with the follow also, thank you very much. Very, very much appreciated. Although I'm using an Elgato Wave 3. How are those, by the way? I haven't actually, like, I know a lot of, I think that mic and a lot of mics nowadays, especially in the streaming sphere, are going for more like software cleanup rather than trying to make the hardware sufficient, because it's just cheaper, because then the hardware can suck and you can sell it at a cheap price, but the built-in software is going to clean up the audio for you, and you're not going to have to fuck with dials so much, which is always good, because audio engineering is but yeah, thought it was already following. Yeah, well, you know, now you are officially, or at least now we have it cataloged in the old archive here. Maybe it's busy season. Yeah, I mean, it's summer, so it's like I'm doing summer shit on top of there's work shit, and then there's personal life shit. And it all just kind of stacks up during the summer, and especially this year too, because now everyone's kind of doing what they held off on doing last year, because now everyone considers the pandemic to be over, and you know, everything's opening up, and businesses are accepting businesses again, or businesses are accepting business again. And it's yeah, it's a huge rush. Like every weekend you go to the beach or something, it's just fucking packed. Or like any amusement park or whatever. Like weddings, like every place is booked up for weddings like every weekend up until fucking probably October. And that's usually how it is, but it's more so this year, I think. But yeah, it's, you know, we're just drudging through it. We're just trying to get through things, and I gotta figure out, like, what kind of content I'm gonna start putting out elsewhere. Because I've already decided Twitch is gonna kind of be my chill sphere, where I just kind of hang out with you guys and talk and play games, and, you know, nothing too much pressure. I don't like doing that. You know, I'll save the real juicy stuff for other platforms now, unless I come up with some really good idea for stream, of course. But yeah, right now I'm just kind of taking things slow and trying to do at least one stream a week, which I've been doing pretty consistently. And well, I was gonna do one video for YouTube a week, but that kind of got put on hold with everything going on lately. So we'll get back in the swing of things, I'm sure. And we'll I still gotta review the Olympic Oreos with the Pop Rocks in them. And there's 3 layers of cream. 3. Now that's interesting. All right, I've seen 2. I've seen 1. But 3? My God! I don't know if I'm ready for this. I feel like I gotta train. It's so much cream in my mouth all at once. I don't know. I did get a lot. I almost returned it because I thought they had an issue, but it was a filter issue. But I love the mic and the software is great. I'm a loud person. So the built-in clip guard is great too. Oh God, dude, the clipping. I also have a tendency to raise my voice a lot when I talk into a mic, or just when I don't know. Whenever I want my audio to get picked up, I'll always talk a little louder than I should, and I really need to get out of the habit of doing that. But anyway, so I'm loud, and I deal with clipping a lot too. And once I actually had someone came by like a year, maybe like a year and a half ago, and they kind of like walked me through like what all the dials did and how it affects and like what you're aiming for and all this. And it kind of gave me this clarity on how to configure your audio. So I just got obsessed with moving the dials and getting everything perfect, because I'm kind of a perfectionist in that regard, and I get pissed off when shit doesn't work right. Well, now we've got clear as day audio, and we've got amazing video, and yeah. But yeah, no, I'm glad you got that mic issue sorted out, because yeah, I mean, I bet it sounds pretty crisp now. 2021, the summer we party. Absolutely. We like every weekend, almost every weekend. Paladin Chad, how's it going? Paladini, I hope you're doing well. It's gotta be pretty late for you. How did you get any Hearthstone in? Speaking of audio and shit, IKY, it reminded me I unpacked a box that I found in the corner of my storage room and found my Nikon DSLR I thought I lost in the move. Oh God, I always love little treasure finds like that. Whenever you go through and you find like, you know, like a lost toy of yours, you know, it could be like a camera, it could be like a video camera, it could be like a portable DVD player. I found one of those. That brought back memories. I remember, so you guys all remember like 2002, right? When everyone had the portable DVD players, and it was literally just like a small laptop with a disc you put in and you could just watch DVDs on it, right? Well, clever old little middle school Oreo devised a way to hook up his PlayStation 2 to the DVD player and play his PlayStation 2 off of it. So what he did is, in his bedroom, when he wanted to play video games when mom and dad did not want him to be playing video games, he took the PS2 into his room. I don't know why I'm talking third person. I took the PS2 into my room, I snuck it in, and I would just like hook up all the audio and video cables to the DVD player, and I would just fucking just play my game while, and I put like headphones in too, so they'd think I was sleeping, but you know. I was always like really clever like that. I always knew how to like always get my way and make it so that my parents never found out. Although they did find out at some point, and they didn't really care that much because I don't know. Shit, I'm falling behind here. 3 layers, it's so much cream. Unbelievable you haven't eaten the package yet. I know, I gotta get around to it. It's gonna start getting stale. Dude, last week I worked on audio stuff all day and I was just working on stuff. Man, audio stuff is a headache, but yeah, I've got it to a pretty good spot. Need to do a little more work, but I need a break. Oh god, absolutely. And it's like, once you get all the dials in place, you don't fucking touch them. Don't touch them. Anyone comes over, oh yeah, this is my setup, this is my stream, this is my mic. Don't touch the dials though. You touch the dials, I'll fucking kill you. Cause he spent so much time trying to get that shit sounding good, and then someone's like, ooh, what'd this do? No! Yeah, no one comes near the preamp. No one touches that. Actually, no, I actually took a picture of where all the dial positions are too. So if someone did fuck with it, guess what? I got receipts. What are you gonna do about it? I'm gonna fuck with it. Ha! Guess what, Red? You can't, because I just said that thing that means you can't do it. Kitty, you need, you're definitely making a presence. My 3D printer, once I got it level. Oh god, leveling a 3D printer. Dude, so, okay, now I got a 3D printer story. Anybody want to hear the 3D printer story, or are people tired of hearing about me yet? Oh, dude, it's 2:20 a.m. I'm high on Final Fantasy IV right now, and dude, what the fuck? What? Okay, see, all right, I'm playing Final Fantasy. Roar's playing Final Fantasy. You're playing Final Fantasy. Why are we not Final Fantasy friends and Final Fantasying together in our Final Fantasy holes? You know what I mean? We should do that. Kish, how's it going? What's new with you? I should do more shit with the 3D printer too. I keep forgetting I have that, and I don't know what to print with it because it's small and requires a lot of patience, and patience is something that I don't have much of. Kitty! You're ruining my stream. Oh my god, stop. Oh my god, stop, Kitty. Oh my god. Fucking hear my Wisconsin accent come out in that. You'll still love me even if I do? Doubtful. A story about a 3D printer isn't about you, so yes, I'm sick of hearing about you, not your 3D printer. Perfect. Let me know when and where, and I'll be there. Kitty! Get out! That is not for you, and you're wrong. He's asking for it. I'm telling you. Gonna go spend the rest of the night with a wife. Glad I could stop in. Hope you have a good night. All yeah, absolutely, creature. It was good talking to you too, and I hope that audio shit works out for you, because that's so fucking pain in the ass, dude. Yeah, but you have yourself a wonderful night, and thank you so much for stopping by, my dude. Not playing Final Fantasy. Yeah, I think, God, dude, there's like such a rush to Final Fantasy right now, myself included. I think like I gotta stop doing this, but like. It's like once Asmongold started playing it, then I was like, should I check it out? That was the point. I was like, maybe I should think about giving it a shot, you know? I don't know. God, I'm so influenced by people, and I hate it. I'm such a sheep. I'm a fucking. I'm a sheep. Bah! Oh well. I'm just at level 40. Dude, I'm level 31. We're close. We're close. We are close. So yeah, the 3D printer story. Really quick one. Really quick one. I got a 3D printer about 2 years ago now. It's actually been about 2 years. And I didn't know what how the fuck to do any of this shit. And I spent like 2 weeks trying to figure it out, and I could never get a print to work out and make it even. So I gave up on it for a year. And then I moved the printer upstairs onto a different table. And I actually figured out a way to configure kind of in real time the leveling process. Or like a much quicker method that I hadn't seen on YouTube before. And then everything started working. And then I started printing D20s that kind of printed like shit anyway. Yeah, so that was great. Artful, how's it going? Oreo Gamer in the building, what it is. He back or I'm back? I'm back and you're back. I've been gone for a bit too. I came back in like early June, I think. But yeah, I took a little bit of a hiatus, and now I'm just down to 1 a week, and I'm trying to focus the other days of the week on, you know, like YouTube and stuff. So, but with, you know, it's been very busy lately, so I haven't really had much time to do anything besides, I haven't really even posted much on Twitter lately. I've been very inactive on Twitter. Part of that is good. Part of that makes me nervous. Because on one hand, I'm like, fuck Twitter. Twitter sucks. Like I think Ethan Klein the other day put it the best way. You can either be happy or you can be on Twitter. You can't be both. And I tend to agree with him. Obviously, there are some exceptions, but yeah. And number two, what if people forget about me? What if people forget about me and they stop watching me? What if they stop watching me and they don't love me anymore?
What are we gonna do? What am I gonna do? Then what am I gonna do?
I'm totally down to make another tune around NA if we're getting a gang together. Oh, hell yeah. No, oh my god, dude, let's get a gang together. Yeah, because I think Roar's on NA too, so you might as well, right? Then we can all roll with a tight crowd. I know the feeling. I became a father this year to a girl. Well, congratulations, Oreo. That's awesome. That's good to hear. Damn. So you had quite the life change this year. That's awesome. I'm currently rolling as Paladin, but I really want to get Dark Knight and roll with it. I'm rolling as an Arcanist now, or Arcanist? Arcanist? I don't know. Arcanist. I think it's Arcanist. Oh my gosh. Whatever. Some people say Arcanist, and I think they're wrong. And yeah, I literally just hit one button. I hit one button, and then the thing dies, and then I win. Oreo Gamer, yep, and been waiting to get back into streaming, but still trying to get everything in order, plus getting back into Final Fantasy myself. Yeah, I'm actually just starting Final Fantasy. I've only been playing it for about two-ish weeks now, on and off. No, it's been about 2 weeks, because I think it was 2 streams ago now that I was like, you know, challenge everyone to get me to convince me to try it. And they did, so I started playing it. I've been playing it on and off because I've been busy. I'm level 31 now. And yeah, I don't know. That's what we gotta say about that. Tanking is way different compared to WoW. Even though you stay still, you need to make note of where the DPS are positioned for their own damage and boss AoEs. Yeah, see, I don't know if I want to do that. I don't know. I already hate tanking, and now you're telling me I gotta do more shit? Fuck that. I'm just gonna stay DPS. That's too complicated, and I don't want to be responsible for a wipe. I hate when I hate when that happens, because everyone gets mad at me, and then they yell at me, and I hate it. Been playing since 1.0 before ARR, and someone told me what ARR, A Realm Reborn. That's what it was. Yeah. Sure. Well, I tell you. Am I enjoying Final Fantasy? I don't know yet, cause I'm not immersing myself in the story at all, cause I just want to fucking get max level. I don't want to sit through all the dialogue. I don't necessarily care. Is that okay? Should I care about the story? I don't know. I don't really though. And yeah, I don't know. It's just, it is what it is. I'm just kind of blowing through the story, just trying to get max level. Maybe I'll take my time and go through it and pay attention to it another time, but right now I just really want to get to that. I mean, I'm kind of like picking up on bits and pieces. Okay, so how about this? I am not sitting through like I'm only doing the story quest line right now, and I am there's like some quests that I can tell are just like filler between like the big events in the story. So when I can tell I'm getting to like the big events in the story where like oh, this looks like an important person, I should probably not skip through all the dialogue, you know, I'll watch that. But when I'm like going to do a quest where I need to go kill 12 chickens for this dude, I'm skipping through the dialogue because I don't really give a shit. Trust me when I say this, the story is worthwhile. From what I hear, Heavensward is really good. It's the first time I've ever read quest text. Interesting. You can actually just go back into the story later with an item in the inn room if you can use called the Unyielding Story and just watch all the cuts. Well, then I don't have to give a shit. I just go watch all the cutscenes in order and then we're good. Yeah, we're done. That's easy. Shit, dude. That's, hey, there we go. Now we got that solved. Now I don't have to do anything. So that's great. I love automation. But yeah, so I've been playing a lot of Final Fantasy lately, and God, I'm trying to figure out a good YouTube video to do besides food reviews, because I don't want to be tied to food reviews. Literally, my first video was a food review, and everyone fucking loved it. And I'm glad that they did. I'm absolutely glad that they did. My like to dislike ratio was perfect. 100% likes. And I got a lot of likes. All right, and that's good on YouTube. That's a good that's good, you know. I almost kicked Kitty in the face. I didn't realize he was sitting right under me. And my other video, my Salisbury steak video, that one got 100% likes, you know? People love these videos. But I need to explore. I need to adventure. I need to find myself, you know? Oh, data center are you on? I'm at Exodus, I think it's called. Yeah, Exodus. Yeah. That would be what I'm on. But yeah, it's God, and you know the interesting thing about it too is like the Salisbury steak video, that took me probably like 4 hours total to shoot and edit and upload and show to like Mikey and Rora and Red and like all my mods and be like, all right guys, so what do you think? Is this a good video or is this like totally cringe? All right, is this totally cringe? Because then once I get all their approval from the people that matter to me, then I'm like, all right, now I don't give a fuck. I'm just gonna put the video out, and then I don't care. And then if people come by and hate on, I'll just be like, well, I don't care, because guess what? All my friends liked it, and they're the ones who matter to me, and you don't. So lick my nuts. Bye. But no, nobody's actually hated on me yet, which is interesting because I'm on YouTube, and I thought YouTube was mean. You're on a Primal data center? Oh, that's right. No, I'm on Primal, and then I think Exodus is the like the realm or the server or something. What is the what is a data center versus a server? Is a data center like I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand. I could literally just look this up. Data center versus server FFXIV. Oh, you know what? I think somebody explained this to me. Data center is like a battle group in WoW. Right? Okay, yeah, so there's they are regional. They're meant to be regional. Okay, so there's Aether, Primal, Crystal, which are all in North America, Chaos Light, which are in Europe, Elemental, Gaia, Mana in Japan. Okay. So those are data centers, and then within them are the realms. Interesting. Okay. I get it now. I understand. I am the understander of Final Fantasy lingo. I'm getting there. Gosh, what else? What else haven't we caught up on? I don't know. There's just not been that much going on. God, what, it's like I got jack shit to report, fellas. All right, that's it. Cut the stream. I don't know. No, I don't know. We'll see. I think, yeah, I don't know. There's just not fucking anything going on in my life that's of any note beyond that. So, before I make this alt, are you on X? All right, do you want me to load it up right now? I'll load up right now. No, I'm on Exodus. I'm 100% sure that I'm on Exodus. Primal Exodus, that's what I'm on. I'm pretty sure. Keem broke up with his baby mama? What? Oh, who gives a fuck? A fucking Keemstar, what's he doing? What is up, Drama Alert Nation? It's your boy. Oh, he never got married. Let's get right into the news! Yeah, dude, it's been fucking slow. Like, that's the funny thing, though, is because everyone is out just, like, doing summer this year because they were all cooped up last year. And there's nothing to report. There's nothing happening. Like, the Olympics are happening, but honestly, does anyone care? Does anyone actually care about the Olympics going on right now? Like, I know there was that big story with Simone Biles, but, like, does anyone actually care about the Olympics? Not like some athlete, not like some event. Like, does anyone care about the Olympics? I don't think anyone cares. And yet, how much money did we spend building this massive fucking coliseum in Japan? I don't know. The Japanese probably have a plan for it. They're probably going to do something really fucking really smart with it because they're just... Japan is seriously like at least 50 fucking years ahead of the rest of the world. Or at least ahead of America. At least 50 years ahead. And I really, really, really hate that we just can't do those things that Japan does in America. For more reasons than just the fact that we don't know how. But good for them, but I can't be asked about it. Doping scandals and free metal? No, I don't think there's been any doping. Well, okay, so there was one athlete that I think she wasn't allowed to compete because the marijuana was found in her system or whatever. And then there was like some other athlete that had CBD in their system and they were allowed to compete, or I forget, I don't know. I don't remember what the story was, but it was something really stupid. I care about Katie Ledecky. Who's that? I don't know who, or Ledecky. Yeah, I don't know who that is. Olympic what? Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. Bezos shot himself into space, but who honestly gives a shit? He was somehow able to do that without the $10 billion government grant he requested. So that's interesting. Not sure why he needs a grant, but whatever. You know, and where does that money come from? The taxpayers. The $10 billion to Jeff Bezos. But keep worrying about the dude who's getting fucking food stamps at Walmart. He's the one taking your fucking tax dollars. Yeah, okay. Female soccer players were using CBD, but were still allowed to compete. Yeah, that's the other thing. But CBD isn't THC, and THC is regulated and restricted, and CBD apparently isn't. Yeah, then everyone's like CBD is bad. But that's the hypocrisy. Is like they should, like, okay, first of all, look, I'm gonna be honest. There's no fucking athlete that smoked weed and performed better. All right, weed is not like weed is not steroids. Weed is not an upper. Weed is a downer. Weed will make you perform worse in an athletic situation. Iceman G, how's it going? I've been MIA for a while. Just looked at your merch. Last time I was here was when you made that Gotham shirt. Oh yeah, shit. That was like a year ago almost. Yeah, welcome back. Yeah, I took a bit of a hiatus too, so you didn't miss too much. But you're back now. I'm back. We're all back. And Iceman, it's good to see you again. I hope you've been well. Michael Phelps. Yeah, well, fucking, like, I don't understand, like, and she wasn't even high at the time. Like, she just had it in her system because that shit stays in you for like 30 days. I don't understand why. Like, okay, she had marijuana in her system. So fucking what? Like, literally so fucking what? How actually does that affect her performance in a way that would be disqualifiable? Honestly. Because I feel like a lot of these decisions are made off of these reactionary sticks of glue that are just in our pocket. And, you know, we carry it around wherever we go, and the stick of glue on it is, of course, a metaphor for tradition, all right? We have been trained, we have been conditioned to associate marijuana with bad people. So when we hear about somebody who smokes weed, there's still a little part of us, because we all grew up in the well, okay, maybe not all of us, but a lot of us grew up in the 90s where it was just say no to drugs, you know, McGruff the crime dog and fucking, I don't even know what else, but like, yeah, that shit didn't work at all. But there's still that association that I find interesting. There's still that underlying association where it's like, if you do drugs, you are automatically a bad person. And because you do drugs, that means like an Olympic athlete smoking marijuana, my God, that's so below her. That's so like, you know, only the wretched scum of society would do that. You know what I mean? Like, why? Now, I can understand if it was something like heroin or methamphetamines or something like really heavy that's actually going to fuck with you and is extremely addictive. But like, you know, fucking let people do what they want. If it does, like, if you're a coach that restricts your athletes from doing drugs and they agree to that, fine. Then you have a right to be angry. That makes sense. If you're talking about, you know, coaching your peeps from a a disciplinary perspective where, you know, you set these boundaries, these guidelines that you don't want to violate because you want to teach them discipline and respect in addition to, you know, all this other shit. Fine, I get that. Whatever. Other than that, though, it's just, I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense to me. It just seems silly to me. I don't know. We really need to just let go of fucking tradition at this point. We really, really have to. There's literally no point other than fucking nostalgia to hold on to these traditional values that we hold. I don't... all it is it's just impeding progress. That's all it is. Traditional values, in my opinion, translates to obsolete, and it needs to go. So quit associating marijuana and other drugs with bad people. If anything, they should be associated with people who need help, because chances are they're turning to those drugs for a reason. The same reason people turn to alcohol and cigarettes. And why are those reasons? Not good ones, but, you know, I don't know. Imagine treating all the other drugs like that, huh? Huh. Crazy. I don't know. One day we'll get there. I know societal change takes time. You know, we're operating on a very grand scale of hundreds of millions of people who all need to be influenced and take action enough to influence overall cultural shifts. So do your part if you can, because you play a role, because you're a part of society just as much as we all are, whether you like it or not. Speaking of which, also get vaccinated if you can, if you're able to. The hell? But yeah. Anyways, there should be categories done while high. Yeah, dude, there should be a whole Olympics sport dedicated, or there should be a whole segment of the Olympics dedicated to, you know, getting just completely high or completely shit-faced and then trying to do something. Because I want to see the human ability to persevere through inebriation. That's what I want to see. I want to see someone like the Mountain, that power lifter dude. I forget his actual name because it's some Norwegian name, but he's the dude that was in Game of Thrones. I want to see that motherfucker down like an entire barrel of whiskey because I bet he could. And then I want to see him like try to do the fucking what's that stupid show on ABC that I fucking hate so much? Wipeout. Have him do a Wipeout course, or do like an American Ninja Warrior course. That would be pretty cool. Or an actual Ninja Warrior course, not American Ninja Warrior, because that's weird. Yeah, that'd be fun as shit to watch. Making people don't want winning out of the game. Well, that too. That's also, I mean, the other thing too is like, you know, when you're part of like a marginalized group like this girl was, it really seems like you're under a microscope with everything you do, because there are people out there who, you know, they can't be sexist towards you, they can't be racist towards you, they can't be this or that towards you overtly, but what they can do is take any and every opportunity they possibly can to inhibit your growth, hinder your progress, inhibit your performance, halt your advancement, and just keep you where you are. Because, I mean, you know, it's like you make one mistake, well, fuck you. This guy over here, he makes one mistake, oh, it's okay, he'll learn, he'll figure it out, he'll be better next time. But you! And that, my friends, is how a lot of people who aren't racist act. Just FYI. Just like life in the old boys club and people in power that shouldn't be in power but would lose it if they didn't keep that control. Traditional values equals sexist, racist, bigoted, classist, etc., etc., etc. to me. I mean, yeah, that too. I think like overall in a sense, traditional values in its entirety are just, you know, it's like, every year we fucking let a little rodent out of a cage, and if it sees its shadow, that means 6 more weeks of winter. Why the fuck do we do that in the day of age where we have fucking climate radar and meteorology and all this other shit? I mean, I get that it's fun, but there are people who actually take that fucking seriously. There are people who are actually like, oh shit, the groundhog saw a shadow. Now there's gonna be 6 more weeks of winter. Oh shit. Like, people actually believe that. People just, I don't know if they just haven't, like, critically thought for a second in their lives, or if they just think that's how it is and they've never actually, like, thought about it for more than 2 seconds, or they saw the movie, and I don't know. But why do we do that? Why? It's not real. It's not, that's not how that works. They believe that, but not, yeah, they believe that, but not global warming. Yeah, climate change, I don't know about none of that fancy science nonsense, but let me tell you something. When that beaver gets out of the cage, he shakes his cute little butt and he sees that shadow, oh boy, you better tell me I'm getting that coat back out, because there's going to be 6 more weeks of winter. Tell you what. But the scientists putting out climate models indicating that we're currently in a no way out scenario in reference to our sea levels rising and our climate changing for the worse, altering planetary agricultural habits, which will inhibit food growth, drive food prices up, and make everyone wonder, why the fuck is food so expensive? Must be all that money I'm paying to keep my neighbor on welfare. That must be what it is. Yep. Yes, sirree. You know what it is? It's that thing that I want to hate, but haven't had a good reason to hate yet. Mikey Perk with the raid. How in the heck, pardon my French, is everybody doing? What's going on? Mikey, how's it going? Were you doing a just chatting stream? Let me guess, Mikey. Did you eat pizza? Did you talk about pizza? Mama Soli, Old Sparrow, how are all you people, beautiful people doing? I hope you are all well. I hope you are all feeling good. I hope you are all looking good. I mean, okay, listen, I know you're looking good. I can see right through the camera. I'm looking right at you right now. And you need to pay attention. You over here, all right? Put your game down and look at me, okay? See? All right, listen. Yeah, okay? Now I have your attention. Great. Guys, I'm Oreo Side. I'm just chatting right now, but I swear to God it gets more interesting. It doesn't get more interesting. No, it does get more interesting. You know why it gets more interesting? Because we have Mikey Perk here. And Mikey Perk is a good friend of mine. He's a good boy. He's a very nice boy, and I respect the hell out of him. He's gone through a lot this year. He's gone through a lot last year. He's gone through a lot in his entire life. And, you know, I gotta admit, Mikey is one of those guys who, a little background on me and Mikey. So Mikey and I, we go way back, all right? I've known him since I started streaming almost, oh my God, it's been almost 4 years now. 4 years ago, when we met in a mutual community we were in, and back then we didn't really talk to each other much. We were just kind of in the same community. We had heard of each other. We had made passings by of each other. Eventually, he and I both left the community. We kind of stayed, you know, he was kind of here, I was kind of there, you know, we were kind of just, you know, it's like I'm over here, I'm doing my thing. Mikey's over here and he's doing his thing, and you know, we just kind of like scoot in, you know, we kind of scoot in slowly but surely, and we started to get to know each other. And anyway, long story short, right? So Mikey was trying to be my friend for the longest time. He wanted to be my friend. And I had a lot of walls up, and I didn't let him be my friend because I was afraid that he just wanted to use me, or he wanted to, because that had happened to me a lot in the past, in this industry. And it's like, you know, someone DMs you, it's like, oh yeah, you want to be friends, right? And then you want me to raid you, right? Okay. Yeah, sure. Oh, you want to play games sometime? Okay. Only on stream though, right? Okay, gotcha. Okay, gotcha. But no, that wasn't really the case with him. And he kept pushing, and I kept pushing him back. I kept keeping him at arm's length, and you know, I really gave him no reason to want to be my friend. He just kind of kept pushing because I think I don't know. He would probably say something. He'd have something to say in this spot, but I'm gonna fill in the blank for him. He can correct me later. Yeah, he saw something in me or something, and you know, he attached himself to me, and he wanted to see if he could kind of chip away at me. And Rora was kind of the same way, but she came along a little bit later, and But eventually Mikey and I, we finally started talking, we started hanging out, we started opening up to each other, and the rest is history, really. And he's a really good guy, and you know, even when we weren't friends, he'd always leave really, really sweet, really nice DMs for me, just things, you know. He would DM a lot of people. He always would tell people, you know, keep on going, I believe in you, you're doing great. Positive stuff like that. And, you know, I'll be honest, like, with me, I kind of look at a lot of Mikey's shit, and I'm like, you know, man, you'd make a great fucking motivational speaker. You could sell self-help books, dude. You could just run that whole fuck. You could run that whole grift if you really wanted to, Mikey. But no, I think a lot of where Mikey comes from in regards to a lot of his uplifting tweets and a lot of his positivity, it comes from a very dark place in his life that he spent a long time digging himself out from. And I think ultimately when it came around to you know, having the perspective of, you know, this is my family, I have to provide for them, these are my friends, I have to be there for them, mixed in with, you know, hey, I want to do the streaming thing, so I want to get into this realm and involve myself with these people, right? I think in that whole combination just kind of led to a really good thing for Mikey in terms of growth. And I think he learned a lot about himself, and I think he helped a lot of other people learn a lot about themselves, including myself as well. And you can't put a fucking price tag on that. You really can't. Like, people like that who just come into your life when you give them no reason to, and they just keep poking, they just keep prying, they just keep pushing. Because, and it's like I said, he had no reason to. He really had no reason to. So I don't know. But, Mikey, I'm glad you stuck around. I'm glad you're here today. That's probably the biggest ball washing fucking raid thank you message I've ever given to anyone for someone who's raided me, but here we are, you know. I tell you what. No, but I meant all that. I really did. I think Mikey's a really good guy. He's a real one. You know, I'm glad to have him in my inner circle. He's someone that I can trust. He's someone I can confide in, and he's someone that I can bounce off of, and you know, just bounce off of, be a friend with, you know, enjoy our time with. Outbreaky ache, or outbreaky ache. I guess it could go either way. How are you doing tonight? No pizza. I was shocked. Jesus, you're still young, and I thought you guys created Twitch and then kissed, and he fed you a regurgitated pizza like a mama bird, which is how he makes his zombies. That's close. That's close. He doesn't He doesn't feed it to me like a bird. He just kind of makes me choke on it. He doesn't chew it first. It's really annoying. You got to push really hard for Oreo to let you in. Oh God, you know, I've always been someone in my life where like, you have to make friends with me. I am not going to make friends with you because I am so, well, number one, I don't know how to make friends on my own. That's not exactly a skill I ever really picked up. And I don't know. I guess, you know, okay. I think I just figured out why. And I'm going to say it. And this is interesting. This is one of these epiphanies I have about myself. So I think the reason why I never try to pursue friendships with anyone is because for so long throughout my life, when I have tried to pursue friendships with people, it's always led to not good things. Either the person ended up being a piece of shit, or I ended up putting way too much energy into someone who wasn't worth it, or what have you, right? So I've always had a very difficult time making friends from that regard. So I don't really try to push anymore. I've honestly, like, I've put myself in a position where there's a part of myself that tells myself that I'm a burden and I need to just disappear. I need to vanish. I need to hide from everyone. I need everyone to not be aware of my existence so that I can feel like I'm finally not making anyone upset and be at peace with myself, because that was a very big part of my identity for a while, is people pleasing, and it still is to an extent, but I think at a certain point I just kind of gave up, because I was like, apparently I don't have a good read on people. I'm not able to cut the tie or cut the line when I need to. And I kind of I don't respect my own boundaries, and I really need to do that a lot more as well. Yeah, I don't know. It's just a lot of shit. Does anybody else relate to this? That's kind of why I'm like, I'm merely just kind of throwing this out here as like a, almost partially like I'm fishing for like, oh my God, dude, I'm the same way. So then I can be like, okay, great. Everyone's kind of like this. I don't feel bad I don't feel weird. I don't feel like I'm weird anymore then, you know? But yeah, it's honestly just, it's one of those things for me. There's always a reason behind my more confusing qualities. It's the same with everyone, really. It's just a matter of understanding what kind of a person they are. I dug Mikey quickly. Being older myself, I don't get the clout game. I see. Pronounced it right the first time. Only a drill sergeant has pulled that off. Wow. Well, that's hey, I'll take it. Comparing me to a drill sergeant. I mean, I can be as loud as one, probably. Making friends as an adult is weird. I completely agree, Mikey. And I feel like the older you get, especially once everyone starts having kids, then just don't even bother. Don't even bother. Because it's like, now they got their job and their kids. They ain't got time for you. Oh, you want to go get a drink? Well, let me go get a babysitter. Oh, I can't get a babysitter. Well, fuck that. And that is why I am probably never going to have children. Most likely. Most definitely. I'm not making that declaration now, but it's probably where I'm sitting. This is not for me. I don't know. I feel like I have too much life to live yet to... And I know, you know, people say, oh, raising a child is a reward in and of itself. And it's like, you know, sure, I could have been out skydiving and inventing the cure to cancer, but the rewards I get from raising a child are a different flavor, but still just as satisfying. It's like, oh, God. Oh, God. They're trying to convince themselves so hard. They're trying to convince themselves so hard that they don't hate the decision they made to have children. Oh, God, it hurts. No, listen. If you want to have children, that's totally okay. I have nothing against people who want to have children. I do have things against people who have children but don't want to have children. Does that make sense? Let me. Okay, imagine you have a child, but you don't want it. You see what I mean? I don't know about those people. Anyway. Oh shit! Holy crap! I gotta catch up on chat. You have to put yourself out so much more. Yeah, and as an introvert, that ain't me. We'll keep reminding you that we love you and want to be around you. Yep, and then you have to have friends with adults because your kids are friends, which is totally like being the fifth wheel when they hang out. Oh my god. Oh god, parent friends. We're friends because our children are friends. Yay! It's so weird seeing so many people I read it on Twitter on here. Yeah, I mean, this is basically like my corner of Twitter I have locked down, and every Wednesday I just move everybody over here and I talk to them in more of like a 1984 screen where I'm just here and I'm like, hello fans of Oreo Side, welcome to this week's stream. Have you subscribed with Twitch Prime yet? Give me your money, if you wouldn't mind. I feel like I'm off-putting to others. I don't try to be, though. Old Sparrow, 99% you're not off-putting to others. Probably. If you feel like you are off-putting to others, you're probably not off-putting to others. Because the very fact that you have that self-awareness, that you may be off-putting to others, means that you are consciously aware in the act of being around others to not be off-putting. Therefore, you are not off-putting to others. Think about it. Bada bing! I don't know if that's the case, but it's not, that makes sense to me. I don't know. Just stop bullying yourself. That's really all it is. I made a tweet the other day, and I want to talk a little bit more about it, because the more that I look at this, the more I firmly believe that this is a thing. But I'm going to catch up on chat first, and I'm going to try to remember this. Anyways, I got major depression, so I second guess every single step I take. Same. I don't know if that's depression or if that's just crippling self-doubt. I don't know. I'm not a therapist. I can't diagnose people here. I'm not going to make claims that I'm not qualified to. I get the old non-clout game. I simply do not care about that. I find the older I get, the less I care about petty stuff. I mean, as far as it comes to like growing and stuff, I can understand caring about clout, but a Gruen's Demon, I'm sorry I didn't get to your message until now. I know that feels... think that's why I kind of stopped trying and slowed down my streaming and I just got to a point everyone would rather use me than really want to have a friendship. Yeah, I mean, honestly, when it comes to that kind of stuff, Demon, so my advice, if I'm any sort of authority to give advice, which I'm probably not, but do not give a fuck about what other streamers are doing. Do not look at what other streamers are doing, unless it's to get ideas for your own stream. But then don't like copy and paste, adapt it. But point is, other streamers want to do better than you. To you or to them, you are their competition. Now, that's not everyone. Not everyone is competitive in this space. But you kind of just know who is, You just kind of know the people. You get a sniff of them. Like how friendly they are, or maybe like how much they ask for things, or just, there's varying reasons as to why someone could be that way. This part is saying, hold on, let me see. As a mom, I believe they lied. Don't get me wrong, I love my kids, but they lied. Yeah, probably. Children. Best part is seeing what other people do for attention. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Take care of your crotch goblins. Amen. As a parent of a 2-year-old, I dread parent friends. Oh, it's as dreadful as it sounds. Mine are 8 and 6. Oh, don't make him hate it. Don't. I guess I don't know. You'll find 1 or 2, but the thing that sucks is I promise you, your kids are iffy friends in that case. Oh, maybe. Yeah, that can be true. Because then, like, what happens if your kids aren't friends anymore? Do the parents not become friends anymore? Or do they stay friends? How does that work? Does the kid drama transfer to the parents? Like, if the kids are fighting, do the parents just not talk anymore? Or, like, how does that go? Or, I don't, what happened? I guess it depends on the situation. It has to depend on the situation. I don't know. Anyway, I don't know. Mikey, if you're still here, I totally forgot, but I hope you had a good stream. And if you're not here, or if you want to, because I know you got work and you gotta get to sleep, but I do hope you have a good night. Unless you are still here, in which case I don't know why I'm saying this, but I hope you're having a good night. Or do have a good night. You know, gotta cover it all. Tequila tacos. I also tried to pick up coding again with Java. What is Java? Was it Java? I think, but I butchered the F out of it. HTML is easier. Yes, HTML is far easier than Java. Java sucks, kind of. I'm actually working on a little underground secret project right now. And I am trying to work with Python and AIs and machine learning and data sets and shit like that, and TensorFlow and all that fun stuff. And it's very interesting to me. It's very
Pretty baby. Who's a big baby? Say hi. Hello, everyone. I am Kitty. And I am here to tell you I am adorable and you should subscribe to AudioSide using your free Twitch Prime subscribings. Yes, you must do it so I may eat more catnip treats and more food to sustain my thickness. It is a requirement and I demand it now.
Okay, well, you heard him, guys. You heard him. All right. If you got a Prime, now's the time. If you got a Prime, now's the time. Okay. That was good. I rhymed that right on the fly. I'm impressed with that. Hey! Red Morning with the 17 months Twitch Prime situation. Thank you very much, Red. Thank you, Red! She's in the other room. We live together now, basically. Did I tell you guys that? Did I tell you guys that that she's moving in? I don't know if I told you guys that. She's not moved in yet, but she's basically living here at this point, you know? We're in the in-between process where she's like spread all over the fucking planet and can't find anything because, well, did I leave it at this place or did I leave it at that place or did I leave it here? Did I leave it in my car? So, and I totally get that. It is what it is. Pizza in the oven. Prepping for tomorrow. That a boy. You fucking better be. I'm competitive, but only with lifting in a fun way. That's good. I can get on board with that. Not the lifting though. Lifting sounds hard, and I'm. No, there's a little bit there, but you know, nothing that impressive. I'm a fucking basement dweller. What do you expect? It's a big oof. My mom does this, hypes them up, then forgets we all live together. Wait, what? Oh, God. Yeah, just give your kids away. And whoever, like, if you're babysitting someone's kids, fill them up with sugar and then give them back to them. You'll never have to babysit again. Serenading me upon arrival, Oreo? Listen, Krakoa. Here we are. Welcome to the stream. Big juifs. Big juifs all around, boys. I haven't slept at my own place for a week and a half. Yeah, isn't it nice? Isn't it nice having, like, AC here and, like, space? Lifting almost all but fix my depression, honestly, just to channel and dump feelings. That's good. It's good to have a healthy outlet for that kind of shit. But as always, as I always advise everyone, I do not try to push or prod. Therapy is a huge help. I highly recommend everyone go to therapy. Everyone. At least once. Just try it. Seriously. Try like 5 sessions. Seriously. You know, there's nothing to be ashamed of with therapy. You know, I know there's kind of a stigma against it, but you know what? Fuck it. Who cares? What, you know, all the people that give people shit about going to therapy, they're the ones who need to go to therapy more than anyone. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. Fuck leg day, dude. Look at my... You want to see my legs? Look at this shit. My leg is... I mean, okay, that actually looks like even thinner than it actually is in real life. Like I got some decent, you know, thigh going on. All right, I don't want everybody to think I got some chicken legs here, but you know, I'm definitely not a worker outer at all. The only exercise I get usually involves sex. Hey NB, how's it going? Thanks about what gifts Oreo could use on that's right, my birthday is coming up. Wow, it is at the end of the month and I am not excited at all because that means I'm getting 1 year closer to my inevitable and very certain death. But it is my golden birthday this year, so that's very exciting. Not sure what I'm gonna do different than I've done every other year, but hey, my age is gonna be the same number as the day on the calendar I was born on, and that apparently is cause for a little bit more celebration than usual, right? I don't know. I've tried several therapists, and they just hummed their way through 6 months. Yeah, those are shitty therapists. You have to get a good therapist. And I know. It's a process. It really is. Like I not this most recent time because I actually went off of a recommendation from a friend for a therapist this time. And they were great. But yeah, it is definitely a process of trying different therapists, and you know, you just got to find one that kind of clicks with you, because a lot of them really are not entirely all that invested in actually helping you, but some are, and it's the ones that take their passion and their empathy into the job that that really know what they're doing, and they really apply that that to their work, and you know, they try to actually really help people. But yeah, it is what it is. I don't know. It's not for everyone, but as long as you give it a try, that's all that matters. Because you gotta at least try something. You gotta at least try things in life. Because if you don't try, how are you ever gonna know if it's good for you or not? Now, don't go try heroin. That's not going to be good for you. That's pretty established. That is not good for you. So do not do that. Am I kicking I feel like I'm kicking the camera a lot. I might be. I gotta stop kicking it there. I keep seeing it shake. But yeah, NB, I hope you're doing well. As someone with a bum knee, yes, so much fucking yes. Yay, inevitable death. What can I say? I thought I had a shit knee, but my stance was bad. It can't diagnose over Twitch, but it helped me. I'm a 35-year-old busted-ass dude. People are people. Oh, yeah. I don't know. I took a car to mine. My diagnosis is more certain. I look at those Skyrim guards and call them pussies with their fucking arrows. Arrows definitely less than a car. Did you know, though, that the arrow in the knee is actually a metaphor for marriage? That's what taking an arrow to the knee means in Skyrim, apparently. Or I don't know if that's everywhere, but that's what it means in Skyrim. It means they got married. Very cool. Ugh. Arrow is definitely less than car. True. I don't know. Would I rather get hit with an arrow or a car? The car is going to be blunt, but it's going to be... it's going to break some shit. How fast is the car hitting me at, too? That's another factor. The arrow is going to pierce skin, and I don't want that. That shit... Oh... No, thank you. Their fault for amulets of Mara, then? Oh, look. That's religiousismist or something. I don't know. That's religiousist? What does it mean when you're bigoted against a different religion? Like, I realize I just smoked, and that might be a really fucking dumb question. But what, is there a word for that? Oh yeah, religious bigotry. Religious bigotry word. What's the word? Is there a word for hate against religions or a specific religion? The suffix ism does not imply hatred, it merely denotes an attitude. Consider communism, nationalism, patriotism. The prefix mis and suffix misia carry the required meaning. Misogynist, homomisia, hatred of homosexuals, a much more appropriate word than homophobia, which simply means fear of them. Homomisia? Religiomesia is a word awaiting its time. Interesting. Interesting. No, I'll link you guys to this. This is interesting. Yeah. Homomesia, that's a new word. I kind of want to look that up. So the mesia suffix, what does that imply? Hold on here. Yeah, wow, there's... Yeah, homomesia is, the definition is a strong dislike of homosexuals and homosexuality. So homophobia is actually in kind of an inaccurate term. Or I guess it depends. I mean, there's probably people who are afraid and people who just don't like them. But then religiomesia, that's interesting. So mesia, what is that a suffix for again? Explain this to me. I'm gonna look this up, this is interesting. Measles? I mean, it could. Mesia suffix, English. Derived as an alternative to the suffix phobia, which etymologically and clinically denotes fear, though it is also widely used in English to denote hatred. Compare Misic. Okay. I see. Okay, that's interesting. I'm learning English today. Phobia more accurately describes anxiety-inducing than fear? But is that not what anxiety is? I mean, I guess it's under the umbrella of fear as one of the... I don't know. But now I feel like we're almost getting into a semantics argument at that point. Fear is more carnal. How so? I'm just curious as to like the position. I'm not really looking to like debate, bro. I'm just like, that's interesting. Cause I like, for me, fear is something that fear is a wall, and you have to get through that wall, because when you get onto the other side, you're gonna find out that it's not as bad as you thought it would be. And that's the thing with most fear. Because fear typically stems from, like, you can have instinctual fear, like, you know, fear of heights, fear of fire. You can have fear of things that result from trauma. Like, you know, maybe you're afraid of clowns, or maybe you're afraid of, you know, having your wrists touched, or you're afraid of the number 7, you know, shit like that. So there are certain fears. I think the trauma fears are to be conquered, and the instinctual fears are to be recognized. Because you always want to recognize fire hot, do not touch. But you want to conquer the fear of, like, you know, why am I afraid of the number 7? That seems like something that should be worked through, you know? And it's like, all right, well, here's the number 7. How do you feel? It's not that bad, isn't it? Right? So you face your fear, and then you conquer it. And then you can't. So I used to be afraid of thunder, for example. I used to be afraid of very loud noises because, or very loud, like, boom noises, because, I don't know, I guess I was always afraid of, like, being bombed, or like a meteor hitting the planet and killing humanity and everything. I don't know. No, I don't even know if that's what it was. I think it was more or less just like the surprise of it, and like the force of it. Because sometimes, like, you ever have a lightning strike where the thunder literally just like shakes your house? That's fucking, oh, that's the stuff, you know? But I used to be afraid of thunder, and I was actually like a very, very afraid person growing up, now that I think about it. Like, I had a lot of... Anyway. But I got over that because I grew to understand how thunder actually works, and what it actually is. And now I'm not really afraid of it anymore. What I should be afraid of is fucking lightning. That's the shit you should be fucking afraid of. Because that shit'll kill you. And that's not good. Phobias and fears are similar. but more anxiety and less logical. Yeah, that I think that's a better way of describing it. I think there's like an emotional basis versus like an instinctual basis. And the logical process of it isn't really even being allowed to occur until you face that fear. And you have the ability in that moment of facing your fear to process what's happening logically. That is when you conquer your fear. That is when you're able to talk yourself down and explain to yourself, hey, this isn't so bad. And there you go, right? I'm afraid of most human beings. I'm most afraid of human beings. And that's a very rational fear. You should be. Human beings are a despicable race of, or a despicable species that has encroached on this planet in such a destructive and consumptuous way that we are now on the brink of a planetary shift in our climate due to the amount of carbon that we've been pumping into the air. So you're absolutely correct to not be a fan of human beings. I'll tell you, I think about it sometimes from the perspective of like an alien race monitoring us. What would they think? How would they feel? What would be their take on what's going on this planet down here? So we've got humanoid life forms who have appeared to progress into a microprocessor era. Like they're just sort of entering the microprocessor era, building computers and doing all that. So they've figured out computation. They figured out electricity. They've gotten that far. Their atmosphere consists of a lot of fucking CO2. Yet, this is... Okay, Jim, come over here. This is the interesting part. Look at here. Look at here. So, these people down here, these people over here, they've got a bunch of solar panels and windmills. And then this big area over here has a bunch of, like, gas and oil and coal factories pumping a bunch of shit into the air. And the confusing thing to me, this is what always gets me. Why the fuck aren't they using that? Like, they know that that exists. Why aren't they using that? Oh, you know why that is? So, okay, this is how it works. So the humanoids down on this planet, they actually have a socioeconomic system wherein they dictate the worth of one another based on how many like a number. Everyone basically has a number, and like the more you work, the more that number goes up. Like, and by work I mean like not like work to, like, you know, cure cancer or invent like a better energy source or anything like that. No. You work to type numbers into a computer and make more numbers go higher. Yeah, it's really convoluted and I don't really understand it at all. But so anyway, basically, so these humans all have numbers, and if they work hard, the numbers go up slightly. Some of the humans have figured out how to game the system and have exploited the numbers game for themselves. And they're currently hoarding a lot of the numbers for themselves and using that to control and exploit the people who haven't figured out how to do the numbers thing yet. For some reason, this is the thing that confuses me. I'm scanning the planetary like soil and mineral composition, and like I'm finding plenty of resources to be able to provide food, water, clean everything to everyone. But because of this socioeconomic system that currently has the planet in a death grip, A lot of humans, or a lot of these humanoid creatures have been conditioned to not care about those who don't have as many numbers as they do, because the people with all the numbers keep telling the people with like just enough numbers that you should be worried about the people who don't have any numbers, because those are the motherfuckers that you got to be looking out for. But meanwhile, the people with all the numbers are like, you know, they're just kind of like, they're just kind of running the show, really. They're just kind of like hoarding numbers. It's quite interesting. Yeah, for some reason they don't just provide the necessary resources for every human being, and they don't really care about one another at this point. They're kind of they've got like these lines in the sand, like, don't, you know, they still do borders and shit, right? Like, this is my arbitrary square. I was born inside of this square, this shape, in this land, and that means that this is the best land, and I'm proud to be born in this square. This one. This is the best square. Don't fuck with my square. Don't come in my... I don't want certain people coming in my square. This is my square. Yeah, they still have that mentality. You know, they're still very territorial and very, you know. Basically, they're a bunch of savage animals who, you know, a few of them figured out some shit along the way, and they all kind of ran with it, but nobody really understands how any of this shit works except for like a few people. So theoretically, now, I understand we're an alien species with the technical capability to travel millions of light years to this planet, meaning we could... the very fact that we're even acknowledging their existence and not just passing them by like a fucking ant on the sidewalk is worth conversation enough. But nevertheless, here we are. We're looking at this incredibly primitive race of savage, brutish beast, dirty, filthy fucking animal humanoids, and their filthy fucking atmosphere filled with shit air that they breathe that gives themselves cancer and then they die from because they don't know how the fuck to treat it. Yeah, this is the planet we're gonna make first contact with, folks. Yeah! All right! All right, yeah. Yeah, let's land right here. Let's land right here. And have a talk with, who's the leader? Well, there's about 200 countries, and they all consist of their own leaders. Some of them have disputed leaders. Some of them have no leaders and are actually total war zones in conflict, typically over resources that could easily be solved if the people with all the numbers weren't such greedy fucks, but here we are, you know? Huh. What if we are the advanced ones? That's another theory, too. It's very possible that the human race could be an incredibly... an incredibly rare intelligent species that exists within the universe, wherein none other do. Puerto Rican Ashley, how are you doing? Hello, hello. But that's honestly a good thought. I've had that thought before. Like, I think about these scenarios. So, in like the best case scenario, humanity progresses to a point where we can interstellar travel, we can travel to different star systems and colonize planets and all that good stuff, right? And best case scenario, we run into a bunch of alien races and we make good friends with them and we join some sort of council of you know, the Galactic Council or some shit. And that's just kind of how shit goes from there, right? Worst case scenario, we are the only intelligent species in the galaxy, which is very possible. Although there are, like, I think, well, how many, what is it? 400 trillion stars in the Milky Way galaxy alone, I think they've estimated it out to be. How you doing, Poppy? Well, we're getting into some deep conversations now. We're talking about the potential for humanity and what is out there in the cosmos. And we just got done kind of doing a little bit of Oreo's rendition, if you will, of what it would be like from an alien's perspective, stopping by the planet and analyzing the human race as it stands today. Just kind of belittling and degrading the human race for what it really has amounted to. It's got a lot of potential, but ugh. The lighting is very nice. Thank you very much. I was like, all right, well, I'll go with a Twitch purple because I'm on twitch.television, and then this is red because I don't know, that just looks cool. I don't know. I figure every other fucking streamer has that shit in their background. I might as well do it too, right? I might as well. But no, I think as far as like getting back to the scenarios for space travel, I think we're either going to run into a bunch of intelligent civilizations and join some sort of council, or Puerto Rican Ashley, thank you for that follow, by the way. Or we are going to be traveling or traversing a very barren galaxy with no life in it. But now here's the question. Here's the twist. How many planets are we going to come across where there is clear signs that intelligent life did once exist on this planet, but through some sort of global plague or perhaps nuclear war or what have you, they've all been wiped out. And now we are traveling amongst the remains of this civilization. Actually, I think Star Trek Voyager I think it was Voyager, they did an episode on it once where they actually landed on a planet that was devastated by nuclear war, and at this point it had been like 900 years since that had happened on that planet, and the people on that planet had only intended on being in stasis for like 5 years. So there were people in stasis, right? And Voyager detected them, and they went down, and they were like, what the fuck, right? And then what ended up happening is they ended up restarting the war that led to all the fucking fallout in the first place. And that was a weird one, Prime Directive wise, because like Voyager's not supposed to interfere, right? But they technically already did by letting those people out of stasis. So, man, fucking Prime Directive, dude. That's it's like, I don't know. It's kind of a bad thing that it's basically written into the show that some rules are meant to be broken, which I guess is true, but I feel like it sets a bad precedent because I don't think that there's enough of a picture painted, enough of a clear picture painted in the whole ethical morality scope of the series to really give people the perspective as to what should be whatever I'm saying. I kind of lost my train of thought. Never, what'd you say? Hold on. What am I, hold on. I'm pretty sure it was Voyager. It was like towards the end of, or it was like somewhere in the middle of Voyager, I think. But yeah, Outbreak, that's it's somewhere around there. This is a good question that many don't ask. It's not enough to ask, is there other intelligent life, but also when? What do you mean when? Like, are we talking about like time travel scenarios or like traversing like the space-time continuum? Is there a backward? Is it a backward yet straight rule? It is a backward yet. Wait, holy shit! I don't know why that reads so weird to me. Oh, when they'll arrive? Yeah. Okay, I gotcha. I don't think they'll ever arrive. I think it's extremely unlikely that they will arrive, like, even within the next 1,000 years. And I say that because you guys have to consider what kind of a civilization they would have to be to even be able to technologically, like, achieve, like, reaching us. Because here's the challenges that the species has to overcome. They have to figure out how to travel through space at such a fucking velocity that they are able to make the trip within their lifetime to the planet Earth and be there. They have to figure out how to navigate the galaxy, and they have to figure out, they have to like have mapped out to a certain extent and be aware that life is here and have the ability to detect that either with like some sort of scanning technology or what have you. And now you take those things into consideration and you realize how fucking rare it is already for life to be out there, much less intelligent life that has progressed to an extent where they can achieve interstellar space travel. It's not likely. It's just not. It really isn't. And then for that to be somewhere in this galaxy, and find us, or be like, I guess it depends on where they are in the galaxy, because I mean, like, even in Voyager, when they were on the other, like, literally the other side of the galaxy, it was, and the whole premise of the show was that it was supposed to take like 75 years or something to get back to the Alpha Quadrant, because they were in the Delta Quadrant. Because they had gotten put there by someone from the Continuum, I think it was. I forget how that went, but something like that. And that was the whole premise of the show, was they were in the Delta Quadrant. The writers needed an excuse to introduce, like, totally new fucking species into the show. And you know, they just traveled back. And that was supposed to take that long. And that's fucking 2378 or something. That's when the Next Generation Star Trek takes place. Yeah, like 350 years from now. To be honest, I think to myself, what was before space when space was made? Yeah, I don't know. That's a question I think we all have at one time or another. Prime Directive, it is a backward yet straightforward rule. Oh, backward. Oh, I see what you're saying, Hawkwind. I gotcha. Okay. Yeah, it is. It really is like a, it's like a suggestion. It's almost like, I think the Prime Directive is almost like the perfect anti-colonization rule. Like, if we're talking about like anti-conquering, anti-colonial, anti-fucking, like, you know, manifest destiny shit like that, you know, conquering and, you know, pillaging land and stealing from, you know, native people and all, because I know that Gene Roddenberry was vehemently against all that shit. He was very anti-colonialist. And I think that's kind of where the Prime Directive was born out of, because he understood the conflicts and the issues that arise out of, you know, multi-generational colonialism, just, you know, permeating through a society. And he was like, well, that's the perfect rule for the Federation. Don't fucking, you know, if this planet belongs to someone, that's their fucking planet, and you can't do shit about it. And that's just how it is. And that's the way it should be. Because space is a big place. Very big place. Not to be contrary, but I bet in the next 100 there will be contact, or we will learn origin of the UFOs. I mean, intelligent civilizations could have existed millions of years ago. Oh yeah, absolutely. Could still be simple life that needs millions more years to develop. Even then, time is relative. An intelligent civilization could have come and gone in a matter of a few weeks from our perspective. If say the solar system orbits close proximity to a black hole, for example. Kitty? 9 minutes. 9 minutes your food thing is gonna go off, okay? Holy shit. Outbreak, thank you so much for that follow. Kitty? No, go, baby. No, go, baby. You want to say anything to anybody? Say something. Tell them how much you love them. Tell them how much you respect them. The idea was to meet new and other civilizations, but not talk to them unless they talk to us first. Crazy. Well, yeah. I mean, I think that's... I think the Prime Directive only applies to, like, pre-warp civilizations, because I know they... for some reason, that's, like, the fucking bar with which the Federation has decided to not interfere. It's like, well... if they haven't developed a warp drive yet and they can't, you know, travel through interstellar space, then, you know, they're just too primitive to... Kitty? You're in a really bad spot. You're gonna fall. You're gonna fall. Kitty, come here. Why are you like this? Look at this. He's sunk into my crotch. Kitty. He's hungry. He wants food. His automatic feeder doesn't go off for another 7 minutes yet. And when it does, he's gonna go fucking running. What a cat. But yeah, I think most likely it'll be our AIs that talk to each other. Hope we raise ours right. That's true. We could literally send just like, you know... we could shoot up a fucking AI into space. I don't know how it would communicate with another civilization. I guess through math, because that's the only universal constant, or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. That would be interesting. It'll probably be something like that, though. Never. It's kind of like, you know, we send the robots in first, right? That's kind of how the Voyager probe was. We just put like a record on it of like a bunch of shit that we understand, and you know, we know our place in our own star system and shit like that. And then like works of Beethoven and whatever. Kitty, you're... get up here. Stop being down there. Go down there. Oh no, he's just gonna sit there. Kitty, you're not being productive. Warp drives are fictional. They only started to be taken seriously because the math works on paper, but it's math that is not possible for us. What do you mean it's math that's not possible for us? I'm just curious what you mean by that. Because if the math is possible, I mean, I suppose we would need... maybe what you're saying is we don't have, like, the energy output to replicate such a level of force that would be necessary to, like, Whoa! Hawkwind with the 1,000 biddies! Holy shit!
Have you
Thank you
heard
so
of
much,
We Are
Hawk.
Bob book series?
I have not actually. We Are Bob. Let me look that up. I might have actually heard of it. What is this? Bobiverse. We Are Legion. Oh my. What is this? Hold on. A dead engineer revived as an artificial intelligence becomes the guiding intelligence for a von Neumann probe sent out to explore the universe. Huh. Interesting. It has very good reviews, too. Very good reviews. Extremely good. Huh. I might have to check that out. Trick Pick with the raid. How the heck are all you people doing tonight? Trick, what's going on? Xantha, what it is? Math is a fiction. The math is a fiction. It's a model of what we think the universe looks like, but it's an incomplete picture. Well, at least that's what I think you're saying. It could be. I don't know. Trick Pick, how was your stream? What were you playing? What kind of trouble are you getting into these days? I've been doing pretty well though. I've been God, I've been busy. I've just been busy. There's just a lot of shit going on. It's summer too, so I've been trying to get outside. It's just, oh, so many things, not enough time. But I hope you're doing well, Trick. Thank you so much for the raid again. I hope things are going well with you as well. It can work in one of two ways. One, you need negative energy. Negative energy does not exist. Or two, you need positive energy output every second equivalent what our sun has put out in its entire lifetime. It's impossible for us to acquire this much energy consistently. Well, see, now here's the thing, Artful, and I'm a layman, so I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just asking questions here, the old white male-ism. I'm just asking questions, but so I actually watched a very interesting presentation by Lawrence Krauss back in 2010, 2011. His presentation, I think, was called A Universe from Nothing. And his presentation, he basically theorizes and explains how it's actually very possible. In fact, it's he said something else, but it's very possible that our universe is flat and it exists on like God, I'm paraphrasing so fucking badly. I highly recommend you all go and look up what, let me make sure. Let me just see if I can find the video. It's an hour long. None of you are going to actually do this. None of you are actually going to watch this at all. But I'm going to link it for you anyway. I want to show you this.
This is the...
Shh. Quiet. That is the presentation he gives. Led in by none other than Richard Dawkins. Of course. But basically, Lawrence Krauss theorizes that because the universe is flat, it requires zero energy to create, or to spark, or what have you, or to come into existence. And okay, so I might be smoking too much, Artful, but I'm going to throw something at you, and I want you to tell me if you think it's stupid or not. I haven't really talked to anybody about this because it might be stupid, but hear me out. I have a theory, and I want you guys to try to follow me as closely as you can because I'm god-awful at explaining things, but I'm going to try really, really hard for this one because it's something that I feel like actually could be a thing. Or maybe it's not. But hear me out. So, we all understand how microchips work or how processors work these days, the transistors. We're constantly drilling down nanometer after nanometer to make the transistors and to make the electrical pathways go faster and faster and faster and faster, right? Because that's how the processing power works. That's how we get faster processing. Shit, blah, blah, blah. It's all about the transistors, right? Pretty sure. I mean, there's other factors, but that's about the gist of it. And, you see Apple, you see Intel, they brag every now and then. They're like, we're down to 4 nanometers. Our chips are 4 nanometer chips or some shit, right? Because when you bend electricity, it seems to go faster. And it seems to generate more power, more energy. And now I apply that thought to neurons in the brain, and I think about neuron pathways. And I think about how we scan brains and we're able to determine which parts of the brain activate based on certain responses. Or we know some things. We're just diving into that realm, really. And neurons are electrical signals that fire to the brain, right? So in both scenarios, you're dealing with electrical signals, and you're dealing with electrical signals bending around pathways in order to create a reaction or to create energy. Stop me if I've lost anyone. I think so far, like I feel like this kind of, there's electrical signals in your brain that run through pathways. These pathways have curves to them and bends and whatnot that make the electrical signals travel slower or faster, possibly. And from a transistor angle, from a processor angle, these are all very calculated with we can't go in our brain and fucking, make our neurons fire faster by bending them like transistors, right? Imagine if we could, though. But I think about it like this. I feel like electricity or that energy, what is light? Lightning is plasma, right? Like that's plasma, that's energy. That's like raw energy, right? Or I don't know what the term is. I don't know. I guess I don't really understand where in a scientific term sense, like electricity falls into. I don't know. But anyway. So it's electrons. The plasma created is the heating up of the atmosphere around the pathway. Okay, fair enough. So anyway, let me get to my second portion of this explanation. So we understand that we have electrical pathways in the brain, we have electrical pathways in transistors and processor chips and whatnot, and they all go through pathways. Now I think about fuck, I lost my train of thought. What was I gonna say? Oh, I think about these pathways, right? And I think about how chemicals in the brain are created by these neurons firing, if I'm not mistaken. So when you really think about it, you have some sort of energy reaction, some sort of like a heat reaction or something that goes on in your brain at such a fucking tiny scale that it is able to just create, chemicals like dopamine or serotonin, and release it into your brain. Like, where does that come from if not created by that, like, think of it as like the equivalent of like in the cartoons when, a lightning strike would hit a chicken and the chicken would turn into like a chicken dinner, right? Think about it like that. Like it turns into like something else. But based on how much heat it gets and how much energy and whatever the electrons are doing, I wonder if that can control the chemical composition or what kind of chemical it is or something along those lines. Like here's what I'm kind of getting at here. Here are my main variables. So you have an electrical signal. The electrical signal, we'll call it, or the electrical energy dot, whatever you want to say, is traveling on a pathway. Now, in computer chips, those pathways are made very, 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 very fucking tiny so that they can go bzzz, and go really fast. And the more they bend, the faster they go, and the more they process, and you know, all that, right? But in your brain, you have all these neural pathways that, you know, they swirl around and, you know, they do. And I don't even know if that's actually real or if those are just like artists' interpretations of what neuron pathways in the brain actually look like. But I'm going to assume, for the sake of this explanation, that that's what they're like. You know, they look like a bunch of fucking shoelaces all tangled up. And I wonder if the bends in those, however subtle, affect the speed at which the electricity travels, by which it weakens or strengthens the energy to give such a response that creates a chemical release in your brain. Does that make sense? Like you just zap something in your fucking brain and it makes chemicals come out. Now I theorize, what if we understood electricity at such a tiny subatomic level? What if that is where the real power of, where like the real understanding of energy and electricity comes from is at the molecular, or not molecular, but like at the subatomic level? Because, I mean, look, we've split the atom, and you've seen what that's done, right? That's little tiny makes a big impact, right? And of course, that's one example. I'm sure there's many that contradict that and don't really necessarily follow that same path. But does that make sense? Like, are people, you're talking about ADP? What the fuck is ADP? Apparently it's a payroll processing service. Automatic Data Processing is an American provider of human resources management software and services. I'm guessing that's not what that is. Oreo Stream increases IQ by 500. I bet it does. We still yet to comprehend how the electricity works in our body and souls. If you have been shocked by electricity, you may understand. Adneos something something. Let me look it up. Hold on. Adenosine diphosphate? A compound consisting of adenosine molecule bonded to 3 phosphate groups. Present in all living tissue. The breakage of one phosphate linkage provides energy for physiological processes such as muscular contraction. Oh, the other thing that I was looking at too was how are these electrical signals fired in the brain? And it comes down to like some sort of like sodium molecule or some shit firing off something or another. I don't know. I don't know why I even bothered explaining that. But I feel like we can measure like what parts of the brain are active, but I feel like if we could somehow measure the exact electrical activity of each neuron, and we measured like the time it takes from like the initial firing to the point where it needs to get to in the brain, if we could measure the strength at which that firing occurs, I feel like we can understand a lot more about the brain and possibly even learn how to manipulate it in our favor through understanding chemical manipulation through however the brain does it. Like, I kind of almost think like, you know, it's almost like how tricorders in Star Trek just somehow, or like the medical tools, just like beam radiation into your body that heals your broken bone or some shit. Like, obviously that's very sci-fi, but I think about like, could we possibly use radiation or something in such a constructive, directed manner that we could actually do something like you know, just delete cancer cells and shit like that. Is this theory leading up to Oreo asking if the brain can be sped up? No, my whole hypothesis here is I feel like, or not hypothesis, that would mean I have something. This is a theory. My thing is, I think, I don't know. No, I think if we could just measure the speed at which the electricity travels through the brain and like why they have to go on the certain pathways they do and how that affects the response in the brain and shit like that. Like that I think is going to give us a lot more understanding of how the human brain works. But right now we're primarily focusing on just like, you know, where the signals are, like what parts of the brain are becoming active when you get scared. Zenith, how's it going? Red, good night. I'll try to be quiet. We'll see. But yeah. We have concentrated radiation therapy, but I think it only works for very specific types of cancer. Maybe something like anti-radiation with the electric pathways. I don't know, like something like that. That's kind of like, but I guess what I'm kind of getting at is like, you know, we talk about the Big Bang. It was theorized that something the size of like, I don't even know, just like exploded and within a trillionth of a second grew to like this immense amount of things, the Big Bang, you know. That's what happened, right? And it was so tiny, and I almost wonder if like the power with which we understand the universe through is at the subatomic level and not so much looking at like, you know, harnessing the power of stars and shit like that. Chicken Chaser coming at me with that raid. How the heck are you doing tonight? What's going on? How are all you beautiful people doing? How was your stream? I'm not a medical doctor though. Yeah, and you know, I feel like there's so much we don't understand at a subatomic level regarding our universe that I feel like there's got to be something there. There's got to be like some sort of key to like a bastion of energy that we can harness, or somehow figure out how to manipulate the very nature of electricity or you know, static energy in our favor. Like to a great amount. Been enjoying your TV dinner reviews? Well, I'm glad. Yeah, everyone's been enjoying those. This has been quite the hit. It's got the best like to dislike ratio this side of the Mississippi, let me tell you. It's good to hear you've been doing good though. Yeah, I was just talking about my theory about I don't even want to explain it anymore. That's so much. It's so much, you know. Just go watch the VOD. Go watch like 30 minutes ago on the VOD. It's interesting, though. I think it's interesting. You're talking about one of the biggest questions in science, something to tie the big stuff and the little stuff together. They seem to have different properties and rules. Yeah, I suppose. And I'm just coming across these questions just on my own. Like, I'm not looking them up. I'm not, like... So these are, like, some actual legitimate questions that we don't really have answers to. I'm not just stupid or anything. Like, these actually make sense. To an extent. Obviously, like, there's only so much that we can get into. Like how much of the subatomic world do we understand? Well, how do we know what we don't know? I don't know. But yeah, no, I think that's kind of the premise of it, is like, what... I think we just need the technology to be able to observe these scales of our reality better. Like the subatomic level, it already takes an extreme amount of energy to even visualize a black and white image of you know, an atom or something. DX Pro, how's it going? Twitch, I hate your ads, you butt. Also, hello Oreo, happy early birthday. Look, it's not till the 29th, but we're in the month now. And that counts, so now I get to just milk this for all it's worth for the whole goddamn month. August has always been a good month for me. I've never had a bad August. Like, just in general, not even talking like in terms of streaming. I've never had a bad August. I've had bad Septembers, because that's usually when school starts where I'm from, but that's because school started. So, you know. We know so little. Yeah, I mean... We do. And I feel like what we do know, we're so fucking slow to adapt. I don't know. I feel like the world isn't moving fast enough for where we're at as a society of human beings, you know? And I feel like there's a lot of I mean, there's obvious reasons as to why that is, but, God, you know, I'm just one dude. What the fuck can I do, right? All I can do is just look at the world and know how much better it could be and realize it'll probably never be that way in my lifetime and try to make the best of it anyway, because that's what happened. Star Trek kind of ruined me. Star Trek gave me a lot of, like, optimism for the future, but also sadness at the fact that there is not a snowball's chance in hell I'll see any of that come into fruition in my lifetime, ever. Ugh. But what can you do? We'll always be slow to adapt. It's simply because there's industry created around a technology. That industry will resist new technology by any means possible. Exactly. It's our consumption capitalist system. If there's not a market for it, if there's no profit to be had, what's the point? You know? What's the point? I don't know where I want this microphone. I can literally have it anywhere, though. Star Trek did that for me, too, like, big time. It made me have them rose-colored glasses to the reality of humans. Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure. I definitely feel that, too. I came off of... God, over the last year, I think I've binged Next Generation, DS9, and Voyager. All at once. And I finished Voyager like a month or two ago. And I still just can't help but think about, like, man. Like, and the solutions that are presented in the show are so easy. And so, well, they're not easy. I shouldn't say that. Obviously, they're not fucking easy. But they're just like, you know, if humans just cared about each other a little bit more, or like at all, and, you know, we worked together towards goals and we stopped fighting amongst ourselves over petty fucking, you know, squabbles over land and shit. I say that as a white male living in, you know, post-colonial America, of course. But, like, you know, it's just, it really makes you think about like how much of the way things are don't have to be like this. Like, we don't have to do this. There is no grandiose power that dictates, like, you know, we all live under this system and this is how the system works. And, you know, if you are a failure of the system, then you just did it wrong. The system is perfect. You're the problem. Star Trek made you feel good. Star Wars made you beware. Star Wars was a soap opera in space. I don't even really give it that much credence as like thought-provoking. Star Wars was never really a series that made me like think critically about the world around me, or gave me any like complex moral or ethical dilemmas to rattle my head with. Capiva, this is an English only stream. Unfortunately, we only speak English here. Artful, you'll like it. Often the fix to some technical problem is to reverse the polarity. I often wonder if they do that for plumbing as well. How would you reverse the polarity with plumbing? Can I make a confession? I've never seen a Star Trek episode or movie. Really? You'd like it. Artful, you would love it. Like, I seriously think I wouldn't check out the original series. I think that was a little basic. I don't know. I think it was I didn't really find it as thought-provoking as like the Next Generation or any of like the later series, you know. Solve. Kinda, how's it going? Talking about Star Trek solutions. No matter what version of Star Trek you watch, they challenge views and thoughts. Well, yeah, exactly. That's what I like about it. That's yeah. I have no idea what these two guys are saying. So yeah, this is an English only stream. Like, I only speak English. I don't know what you two are saying at all. So yeah, I don't know what to tell you. This stream might not be for you then. Sorry. I hear The Expanse is supposed to be good, more realistic or something. I don't know. I don't trust anybody but Gene Roddenberry to deliver me a futuristic. Okay, so here's another problem. I just realized this. I watched Voyager, but before I watched Voyager, or maybe it was like in the middle of Voyager, I forget. At some point, I also watched Altered Carbon, which is like the polar fucking opposite of Star Trek. Like, it is probably the worst rendition of what the future is going to be like. I'm from a Brazilian organization called CV, which is something totally religious. CV means Christ lives. Okay. Well, I got that. I tried Altered Carbon, gave it like 3 episodes and couldn't anymore. Yeah, it's one of those things that takes a while to get into. But yeah, there are definitely scenes from that show that just piss me the fuck off. Like I honestly don't even believe that humanity would even make it into space with the way that a lot of them still behave in that show. I just don't think it's possible. But yeah, kind of to answer your question earlier, I'm in the U.S. Yeah, I'm a U.S. streamer. But yeah, it's an interesting, thought-provoking series, and it's I don't know. I hate to say that well, I don't get all my moral and ethical like takes from that show, but it definitely is the perspective that I have gained from it is just that if humans were so much nicer to each other, we could all live in a better world and progress more as a society. And you know, maybe we could explore space, and maybe we could colonize other planets, and you know, essentially ensure our guarantee that we'll probably never go extinct. Kinda, thank you for the follow. Do we count Americans as English speaking though? I mean, I'm a white American male. I think the assumption would be that I would speak English and probably not any other language. Maybe Spanish, but I for some reason I opted for German in middle school, and I got like a D- because I just didn't give a fuck, and yeah, I never learned another language. So I don't know, but that is a big if. DS9 was rough when it comes to Cardassian and Bajor. In the end, you'll still like both sides, yet are mad at both. Yeah, and that's the other thing too, is like with DS9, I felt like there was a lot of like we get it. Cardassia is Nazi Germany and Bajor are the Jews. We get it. We get it. All right. Oh, they really hammered that one in. Private sector is the best right now. Government as well, it is what it is. Well, yeah, because they have all the money. Posture check. I'm already sitting just fine. Oh. Do you play any games? Yes. I'm kind of all over the place in like the RPG strategy simulation genre-y. I've been playing Final Fantasy 14 a lot lately. And yeah, I should drink water, right? And yeah, no, I don't know how I feel about Final Fantasy 14 yet. I'm just kind of like speeding through it right now. It seems good. I like it. I like a lot of the there's things I don't like, and there are things I do like. I'm not a fan of the fucking teleportation system. The teleportation system, I feel like, makes the game a little too like casually or easy-ish, you know? I think it's I don't know. It's like, if you could just fucking teleport anywhere, then what's the point of like actually immersing yourself in the game? Like, you teleport yourself to this location, you run a little bit, and there's your other quest that you gotta hand in. You don't have to like run to it. You don't have to travel to it. You don't have to like work towards it. I don't know. That just seems a little cheap to me. Are you team Lula or team Bolsonaro? I don't know. I don't know what either of those two things are. I liked your new iPhone commercial. Who shot it for you? What new iPhone commercial? I have a new iPhone commercial? Who says? I have to talk to my agent about that. I don't know. I don't remember filming the iPhone commercial. Excuse me. Yes, vape. Yes. Very very special tobacco vape. Very, very good tobacco. Very inspiring, very uplifting. Talk about games. I mean, I talk about a lot of stuff, really. I just kind of my whole shtick here is me. I'm the guy that people come for. As far as like games or whatever, those are kind of usually just like background to whatever I'm doing typically, and that's more so like what people have told me, not necessarily what I would say about myself. But this is what it is, I guess. So apparently my personality is it resonates and people enjoy it. I don't know why, but that's apparently a thing. Which essence? Probably the illegal flavor, the illegal variety of essences in this. Yeah. Favorite game, like of all time? Shit, dude. Favorite game of all time? I don't know. That's a hard one. Half-Life 2 comes to mind immediately, but I feel like that's I don't know if that's number one. It's definitely up there. It's definitely up there. World of Warcraft, like, it depends on what era you're asking me in. Like, if you asked me in 2008, I would probably say that would be my favorite. If you asked me today, that would now be my favorite. So there's that. Drink a little bit more water. You didn't redeem hydrate. You gotta redeem hydrate. I'm not gonna drink if you don't redeem hydrate. There's a system. We gotta work within the system. All right. There's a process. It's a normal thing for humans, to be honest. You attract those who you share similar vibes with, and you can also attract shitty people too, but you gotta just block them. Oh yeah, I usually do. Yeah, I'm way beyond that shit. Water will make you feel good, you know? You know what? Fuck you. Just for that. You know what? You know what? Just trying to shove water down my throat. I'm gonna drink a Coke instead. I'm gonna put my health at risk by pumping my body full of excessive amounts of sugar and caffeine at 10:30 p.m. at night. That's what I'm gonna do. That's what's gonna happen. I'm not gonna spill any of it either. Yes, it does. It destroys your insides, and that's why we're drinking it. Cause now I'm just checking out. Goat Games, how are you doing? Welcome back. It has been a hot minute. How are you doing tonight? Someone should animate that moment. Which moment? Cold Skull? No. I can't say yeah, no. I've had 2 Cokes today, but it's fine. Okay, this shit pisses me off, right? I went to Arby's today, okay? I get my typical order. Roast beef with cheddar, single, medium-sized curly fries, medium-sized Coke. What do? They give me Diet Coke. They give me Diet Coke when I specifically and explicitly told them regular Coke. And it's not the same. It's not. Diet Coke is disgusting. It makes me sick. And now I got a whole, because this is medium in America now. Medium in America is about 22 ounces. Skull is a very common drink for Brazilians. Interesting. Yeah, I've never made it down to Brazil. But that is interesting. That's like when my mom asks for Coke Zero and the drive-thru gives her Diet Coke. Dude, that's... Stop fucking giving Diet Coke. Stop. Stop giving Diet Coke to your... No one wants that. Ever. Don't ever... Like, okay. Has anyone ever worked a drive-thru at a fast food chain and, like, you're out of regular Coke? Do you substitute Diet Coke? Or do you tell the people at the drive-thru when they're ordering, like, oh, sorry, we're out of Coke, would you like this instead? Because if you're one of the people that's like, oh, just give them Diet Coke, fuck you. Just ruin my day and tell me you don't have Coke. I would actually prefer that. Diet Coke is like acid water, yeah. Except the acid sticks to your teeth and rots it out. I really hate when I ask for a Diet Coke and they go, it's Diet Pepsi, okay? Well, I mean... See, okay, now that's where we differ. Like, as far as, like, Coke and Pepsi go, I prefer Coke. I will accept Pepsi, begrudgingly, but alright, fine. 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 Whatever. It tastes like gross moppy water? Well, how do you know what that tastes like? Why would you drink that? We have a self-serve drinks machine in some UK restaurant. Oh, the ones with the button. Yeah, we got those too. Yeah, I like those. Those are fun. I like moppy water too. It actually looks like moppy water too when you think about it. It's a little more fizzy, but it still looks like it. That's interesting. I wonder why that is. Alright, well, he redeemed it, so I guess I can do it now. Alright, alright. Fair. We'll wash down all the acid juice with clean filtered water. I should add, that is not tap, that is filtered. That is high quality stuff. Mythical Witch coming at me with the raid. What's going on, all y'all? How in the heck is everybody doing tonight? Surgeonator 23. Would it be what it is? In USA, you guys buy water? Hell yeah, we do. Because everything's a fucking commodity in America. Even necessities. So if you can't afford it, you just die. Go fuck yourself. Setting it with the tier 3, 10 months. Coming at me. How's it going? Thank you so much, Senia. Tier 3. Jesus Christ, dude. It's been a while. How have you been? Mythical Witch, also, how was your stream? What were you playing? What sort of trouble did you get into? Did you make a mess of the place? Do we gotta clean up? I'm doing good though. Yeah, we're just talking about theories about electrical brain signals and transistor technology and how they correlate into understanding the subatomic levels of electricity and how that energy can be harnessed and possibly used to create a, harness that energy to be a greater source than even the sun, really. Because when you think about it at a subatomic level, energy can be condensed or found to be condensed and harnessed in a very different anyway, the point is we've been having some conversations tonight about some stuff. But yeah, no, it's good to hear you guys Yeah, you had a good first stream back since my mental health break. That's good. I hope that was a productive mental health break. Those are very important and good to take because, now I don't know much about your specific situation, but at least in relation to like streaming and content creation, it's good to step away for a while. It's good to, you know, remember what's out there, I guess, in a way. 4 months? Hey, that's shorter than mine. Good for you, though. That's awesome. Let's hang with Mythical Witch stream because they're rad. Awesome. Yeah, Senia just hopped on board. Piggy coming at me with the raid. Jeez Louise. Oh my god, my chair is getting all weird. Piggy, how's it going? How are all you beautiful people doing? The love is immense tonight. We're gonna become those Matrix style batteries. Not necessarily Matrix style batteries, more or less like I don't know, just like understanding like how the electrical signals in your brain create and release chemicals, and if we can possibly replicate that aspect of nature to create chemicals of our own almost out of thin air and shit like that. I don't know. I'm a layman, and it's you know, it's my layman theory, so it's like, who knows? Who knows if it would even be valid? Anyway, Piggy, how was your stream? Welcome everybody from Piggy's stream. My name is Orioside, also Mythical. I'm Orioside. We have been spending tonight just chilling, just talking about weird pseudoscientific theories, and you know, other things of the sort. It's been an interesting night, for sure. We've had a lot of interesting conversations. I was gonna play Final Fantasy, but honestly, I've just had too much fun talking with you guys, so we just did that instead. And you know, hey, it is what it is. But Mythical, hey, I'm glad you came out the other side of that that mental health break refreshed and ready to go. And I wish you the best of luck in the other side of the tunnel. You're on the other side of the tunnel now. You're on like the next chapter. You're in like, you know, it's like new territory. You come through learning enough about yourself, and you apply those lessons into the next chapter. And it's like, what are we gonna get now? What's gonna be the final result of this one? You never know, and that's always the fun of it. I have to go out. Good night and good live. Thank you very much, Copy. I appreciate that. You have yourself a wonderful night as well, and thank you so much for stopping by. Happy early birthday. Yes, thank you, Potato Leprechaun. It's not till the 29th, but we're in the month now, so I get to officially act up about it, right? I think that's how that works. It was wonderful. We beat Silent Hill 2 and had a long conversation about the legalities behind cannibalism. See, now that is another interesting conversation that I think we should have sometime. That is one I would love to entertain the ethics and the morals behind. That's interesting. I always like having those types of conversations. It's good good brain fuel in a way. I saw you a lot in Rora's channel. Yes, Rora and I are very good friends. We mingle, we mangle. We tingle. It happens. Good night and good stream. 1 a.m. in Brazil right now. Kind of late. Yeah. Ooh. Well, you get to bed, kinda. Thanks again for stopping by. And you have yourself a wonderful night. Oh, Lucky Hurts. Or Lucky HZ with that follow. Also, thank you very much. Hi. Hello. How are you doing? Let me catch up on chat here. Silly Zombie, welcome, welcome. All you beautiful people coming on in. Very good to see all you beautiful faces tonight. Yeah, we've honestly just been chilling, drinking disgusting sugar water. And talking about weird-ass scientific theories. Because what else would we do? Talk about like video games or something? Pfft, come on, everyone's doing that. We're gonna do something different. We're going to talk about, like, some of the biggest questions that science hasn't answered yet. And we're just going to talk about them. Like, we're so dumb and stupid. We have no idea what we're saying. I know I don't. I know I'm dumb. I'm a dummy poo-poo head myself. But it's just kind of fun to you know, bounce ideas back and forth and just have these intellectually stimulating discussions. I sound like you know, I'm sitting in a robe next to a fireplace with a corncob pipe, and I'm just like, yes, I am an intellectual. But no, it's fun, you know? It's fun. And yeah, apparently I was talking about so black holes, I don't think gravity causes them. Okay. Artful, let's hear this. I'm curious. You don't think gravity causes them? Well, I mean, aren't they caused by like a collapsed star? Because isn't that essentially what like a neutron star is? Like once it's once it's what is it? What's the word I'm looking for? Like once the star collapses, depending on how it collapses, it becomes a black hole. And that black hole is so dense and so heavy that it bends light around it, theoretically, or it sucks light into it. But, and I know there's like this saying that like black holes are actually the brightest stars in the sky, because, you know, they're sucking in all the light, right? Some, sure. You know, it depends on if there's light within their event horizon that they can suck in. I think heat causes them. I think there's a maximum temperature where space-time rips. The collapse of the star can achieve that temperature. Oh my god, you know what I wonder? What if black holes are like tears in space? Like think about like an airlock and what happens when like the pressure is released and everything is sucked out. What if that's like, what if a black hole is like a blown off airlock door and it sucks everything into it, and there's like another side, like there's the other side of the black hole. Like you go, like it's because it's a hole. It's a hole in space-time. And once you get sucked into a black hole and you go through space-time, or you leave space-time, bro, then what? Oh, dude. So theoretically, I think you could create a black hole by concentrating some lasers at a specific point in space. That would be dangerous, though, because if we create like a black hole like anywhere near our solar system, that would fuck everything up. Like that would fuck up the orbit of all the planets. That would just, I don't know, dude. That would just be fucked up. That would definitely fuck a lot of things up. I don't think we should even experiment with that kind of shit. Unless it's like way, way, way out far away. And then quasars? Oh lord, let's talk about quasars. You should find a physics streamer. Wait. No, I should be a physics streamer. I should be smart enough to do. Look, I'm smart enough to ask the questions. Now we have to find the answers. How are we going to find the answers sitting in this desk and not being up in space? That's a great question. You see, ladies and gentlemen, we are the universe experiencing itself. And whether you like it or not, we are all comprised of the result of billions upon billions of stars exploding over billions of years throughout space-time, generating massive clouds of matter and dust that have divulged and developed into new stars, new planets, including the planet that we reside on now. And over the course of 4.3 billion years of planetary bombardment by asteroids, extreme lightning storms, severe heat radiation hits from the sun, the evolution from the primordial soup, the single cell amoebas, to the fucking idiots sitting watching the stream right now today that have evolved into such creatures that this is what you're seriously doing with your time? Really? Come on, get the fuck out of here. Go read a book. What are you doing here? My God, people. No, I'm glad you all are here. Seriously. Thank you for sticking around, because I got a lot of questions, and I don't know how to answer them, but, you know, I'll just spit them out. Because, like, okay, here's another thought. What if I say something and somebody else catches wind of what I just said in this stream today, and they go off and they do research on what I said, or they use my theory to kind of catapult their own theories and research, and they kind of go off and do their own thing, and they discover some big, magical, majestical fucking thing about the universe, something regarding dark matter or antimatter or whatever the fuck. And then we just progress so much as a society, and it was all because of that one Oreoside stream back in 2021 when he literally just dumped all of his fucking scientific theories about the way the universe works publicly on his stream for anyone to take for themselves. Although it's archived on the internet now, motherfucker. I came up with it first, so suck it. Let it be known, timestamp 10:52 p.m. Central Daylight Time, August 4th, 2021. The statement was made, and you all bear witness. I will be recognized for my greatness someday. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, maybe not even in my lifetime, but at some point throughout human history, I will be recognized for my greatness. That I can assure you. I'm totally an idiot. You think I can read, or that it is turtles all the way down? Oh, I don't know, maybe. Well, here's the thing. Black holes aren't necessarily the monsters you imagine. Black holes can be tiny pinhole size. They won't last more than a fraction of a second, but they'll be there. See, now you're kind of getting into quantum physics, Artful. You're talking about, like, things literally phasing in and out of reality through quantum mechanics. Now, that is a conversation that I don't think either of us are ready for. Because when you start talking to me about quantum physics and quantum mechanics, now we have to start talking a little crazy. And I can talk a little crazy because crazy is only crazy until it starts making sense to people. But quantum physics is very interesting to me. It's amazing that we even understand it at this point and are aware of it. Or maybe we're aware of what we think is phasing in and out of reality. At least that's our take. I mean, there are things called white holes. Very true. Also, as well, I think those are the ones that definitely have a lot of stars in their event horizon, and those suck in a lot of light, and those are probably the ones that that you would call like a white hole just because of all the light being sucked in. Different sides. The issue is we don't know if it takes us into our own space or a totally alternate one. Well, and see, that's the other thing too, is it's like, how would you ever even know? You know? It also could not be a rip with another side at all. It could be just a very deep depression in space-time, and the more matter that gets sucked in it, the deeper and more massful the depression gets. My reason for thinking this is that if a black hole doesn't feed, eventually it disappears due to Hawking's radiation. Right, because if the black hole doesn't feed, if it doesn't get energy, energy is heat. Then yeah. See, this is the other weird thing about this is kind of how I think about it. Like when you refer to a depression in space-time, this is like immediately my mind thought or went to thinking about you know, when we think of a depression in the earth, you know, we think of like going down, right? We can like look down in that plane and we can see that, yes, this is a depression in the landscape. Now, when you apply a depression from from the perspective of space, where you have an entirely, where you have the z-axis, you know, you've got your x, y, and z now, and you, you know, where is the depression in there? The depression would be on all sides, right? It wouldn't just be on one plane, it would be on multiple. Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense. But let me see. Hold on. Let me look. Let me... White hole. Okay, I'm glad I had safe search on. In general relativity, a white hole is a hypothetical region of space-time and singularity that cannot be entered from the outside, although energy matter, light, and information can escape from it. In this sense, it is the reverse of a black hole, which can be entered only from the outside and from which energy matter, light, and information cannot escape. White holes appear in the theory of eternal black holes. In addition to a black hole region in the future, such as a solution of the Einstein field equations, has a white hole region in its past. This region does not exist for black holes that have formed through gravitational collapse. However, nor are there any observed physical processes through which a white hole could be formed. So, the easiest way to think about space-time is a huge rubber sheet, like a trampoline. You have to think of it like that to make sense of it in our minds. Obviously, it's not flat to us. It's XYZ axis, but gravity acts exactly as if it was a 2D sheet of rubber. You're exactly correct, Artful. And I think the rubber, if I'm not mistaken, when you refer to it as rubber, some parts of the rubber on that sheet are going to be more stretched than others. And I think that's where we get into the conversation of talking about how, like the theories of gravitational time distortion, where like if you've ever seen the movie Interstellar, where, you know, they land on a planet that's next to a black hole or something, and because of the gravitational pull, it actually accelerates their perception of, or it slows their perception of time itself. To the extent where like they spent like 7 hours on the planet, and then when they returned to the space station just outside of the gravitational pull of that planet, the dude had been on the space station for like 23 years. They all got back. They didn't age at all. He had just been fucking up there the whole time, I guess. Marith Gaming with the tier 1, 34 months. Thank you very much, Marith. How are you doing tonight? But yeah. And that's the other crazy thing about space travel is, like, if we ever want to go through interstellar space and we want to like, we're gonna have to figure out how to account for you know, these pockets of our own universe, or even our own galaxy, where you know, we go through it for 7 minutes, and when we come back, it'll be 900 years later on Earth, right? You know, it's like, that would fucking suck. That would be whacked out. Like, just imagine that. Imagine going through an anomaly in space for like 7 minutes, and when you come out of it, you realize you're like 900 years in the future, and not only has everyone you've ever known or loved died, but they've been dead for so long that they're probably in a fucking museum at this point. Or they're like ancient scrolls, or like just looked at as fucking primitive idiots in some historical museum at that point. Like, what would be fucked up, dude? This is correct. The sheet of rubber is stretching at different rates in different places. Galaxies are actually moving away from each other much faster than the speed of light. They're not moving that quickly, of course, but the rubber sheet between them is stretching that quickly and accelerating. Yep, and that is because... so Artful is actually talking about another thing that people aren't really aware of that much, and that's like... So... we have our galaxy, right? And within, like, right outside of that galaxy, there's our local cluster. So you've got, like, the Andromeda Galaxy, and you've got a few other ones. There is absolutely no chance that we are ever going to be able to go outside of that, of our local cluster, ever. Because as the universe expands, galaxies are pulling away from each other, and eventually they're going to get to such a distance where they're not even going to be observable in the night sky anymore. We actually live in a very privileged part of the universe's history where there are just an absolute abundance of stars and galaxies in the sky for us to observe and be aware of. Because in a couple billion years, when the people of that time look up in the sky, they're not going to see any galaxies. They're not going to see anything. It'll just be them, and then nothing. Blackness. Infinite blackness. And that's because as the universe expands, everything in it expands as well. And ultimately, what's going to happen to the universe, or at least as is theorized, one of the theories, is that eventually all the matter, all the particles, everything in the universe, down to the last atom, is eventually going to become so distant from one another that the universe will essentially be dead. There will be absolutely no matter left in the universe, or there won't be enough of it that will enable any sort of, like, anything really, from our comprehension, I should say. And we don't really know what happens. My theory is, I think it's a cycle. I think the universe is a pulsing thing, and I think the Big Bang is nothing more than the reset. So the universe, I almost wonder if, like, I know this is another theory, but I almost wonder if, like, the universe is just like a single cell that's part of an even bigger universe beyond this, and it's just this infinite like scaling of you know, universes with like everything is a universe within a universe. And I don't know. Bro. I don't fucking know. Neil deGrasse. Oh, don't compare me to Neil deGrasse Tyson. Ugh. I can't stand him. He's such a pompous douche. Oreo and I, the science guy, I will accept. There are galaxies we'll never know exist because their light will never reach us. Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're at some point the Milky Way and Andromeda are going to collide, and that'll be interesting. Song of Fire or Ice, do we start coming back together and condense to a single point and explode back out, or do we stretch and fizzle into nothingness? I don't know. And you know, in order for us to answer that question, this is getting all screwed up. In order for us to answer that question, I want to have another question that boggles the fuck out of science answered. I want to know what happens to us when like, so consciousness, right? I've talked about this on stream before. Consciousness is essentially a series of traits, right? You've got eyes that make you conscious of what you see around you. You have your memory, you have your short-term and long-term memory to allow you to be aware of you know, past experiences and learn from them. You have ears, so you can be conscious of sounds around you. You can interpret sound waves. You know, there's a whole lot of things that make up your consciousness, but there's a whole like what I guess the most layman way I can explain it is, if you take my head and you cut it off, and you take Artful's head and you cut it off, and you just do the old swapperoo, right? And let's say in this hypothetical scenario, it was completely medically feasible to do a literal head swap, and it would be okay. Everything would connect up properly. There would be no conflicts. It would just be just okay. Just, you know, it's like pulling teeth. Basic. If we could do that, here's my question. Artful with the 10-month tier 1, by the way. Thank you for that resub. Here's my question. Would I be artful consciously? Would I see through her eyes? Would I hear through her ears? Would I experience her bodily mobility and functions and all that? Or would she still be herself, but merely with my thoughts and memories and brain capacity and all that? Like, where is the point at which consciousness excuse me, can be transferred? What is that part? Does it exist? Or is it a combination of things that disallow the transfer of itself into... God, I gotta stop hitting the damn camera. Fuck. I think I fucked it up. Alright, that's a little better. Okay. Yeah, like a brain transplant. Yeah. Like, would you be me consciously? Or how would that work? Because, like, the brain is where, like, all the things are, right? So if you take the brain, that should theoretically transfer the consciousness, right? Theoretically? Or can consciousness be transferred? If not, if consciousness cannot be transferred, then what makes me me instead of me you? What makes me the individual person that I am? And not like Joe Biden? I'm just curious. I really just, I know nobody has an answer, but I'm just curious as to what that would be. Because we don't know yet. It's a mystery. It's one of those big questions science has not answered yet and might not answer for a very long time. But you know what? We can still ask questions. We can still think about it. We can still wonder. And we can still be hopeful. You know? I think it repeats endlessly. I think our universe is mirrored by an equal antimatter component on the opposite end of the universe. It explodes, the energy eventually condenses, and the two parts recombine and explode again. The matter in our universe is a little bit of leftover matter from that reaction. So, and that's the other thing that I think, that's kind of what I theorize out of the Big Bang. So, this kind of brings me back to my discussion about energy and how at a subatomic level, I think that's where the real power is, for lack of a better term. And I think that Never, with what you just said, it almost sounds to me that if that theory were correct, it could be feasible that once the universe reaches a certain level of energy, like such a minute amount of energy, that leftover minute amount of energy somehow sparks another Big Bang. And that is essentially the lifeblood of the universe and everything in it. I feel like once energy goes to zero, or possibly like 1, I don't know, that's when everything resets. Because I feel like once you get to 0 energy, you can have infinite energy for a blink. If we're talking if we're speaking from a quantum perspective, which is a twist I'm gonna throw into this right now. Jet9 Gaming, how's it going? Yeah, we're just talking about like sciencey shit right now. I don't know. We might be wrapping it up soon too, because it's getting pretty late. Lack of Alzheimer's. Again, I'm not a medical doctor or any kind of biological scientist. 1, brain and body would not be compatible. If it was compatible, you would not be quite the same emotionally, etc., because my body produced more estrogen and such. It would signal your brain differently, so you would probably be you to a degree, but your mood and emotion and eventually personality would probably change. Well, sure, I'm not arguing that. I'm just merely asking, would I see through your eyes, or would I still be myself, but with your thoughts and memories and brain processes, with, you know, that would be, because obviously, like, over time there's going to be changes when you do the brain swap, but like initially, can that consciousness be transferred? Can I become a different person? That would be the ultimate question for me. On a scale of from 1 to Snoop Dogg, where are you at? I don't know, let's see. Rich. How's it going? Oh boy. There we go, boy. Oh boy. Pretty sure memories are stored in the brain, so those should be yours still. Oh, for sure. But where's the consciousness, Artful? Where's the consciousness? Where is the control center? Where is HQ? Where is the part of the brain, or parts, that when I take them and I hook them up into somebody else's body in their head, just right, in this hypothetical scenario where that would be perfectly compatible and it would work, would it transfer? Imagine you do a brain transplant and when they wake you up, you're still in your body, the new brain just becomes you again. Dude, that would be so fucked up. Then where the fuck? Then where's the what is the brain for then? Dude. What if our consciousness is just us entirely? Every cell, every hair, every skin follicle, every nail, every blood cell, every organ. We are complex multicellular organisms. We came from not so complex single cellular organisms. Over the course of 4.3 billion years of evolution, the base model by which all life has formed out of was the single cell amoeba. I'm pretty sure it was an amoeba. Something along those lines. Again, I'm a layman. But why? See, that's the interesting thing. The recipe for life, as we understand it, as it stands now, is like a jolt of electricity, water, and like some sort of like mineral or some sort of like solid chemical compound. If I'm not mistaken. Stoutamon, how's it going? We're in a very, very deep conversation. Carbon, thank you. Yes, you're right, carbon. And carbon comes in many forms. Life could not exist without carbon. Which means to create life, essentially, you have a pretty simple recipe. Has it ever been tried before? Has anyone ever tried to replicate the primordial soup theory? Search for the origin of life. A warm little pond, but the first serious theory about the origin of life was called the primordial soup. Scientists thought when Earth was young, the oceans were filled with simple chemicals needed for life, and eventually they assembled themselves into simple living cells. But why? What is the purpose in okay. I probably sound so fucking stupid, and I apologize. I really do. But hear me out. What is the purpose in nature? In nature, for there to be a way in which non-life can become life, by the way we classify life, right? What is the purpose of life in the universe? Is there a purpose? Is it just an accident? Or is it a cancer? Is it a disease? Is it a virus? Is life possibly the entropic nature of the universe experiencing itself? Because life requires the consumption of energy of some sort, matter, in order to survive. As that life evolves, it begins to require more out of nature with which to sustain itself. It consumes energy and makes it into its own thing. But life literally came out of the universe. Did the universe accidentally create its antagonist, its primary antagonist? It's like arch nemesis? There is no purpose in nature. We're a random chance, same as evolution. It's a random chance that happens to have better survivability rating. Well, sure, I understand that. I guess purpose was kind of the wrong word. I shouldn't have used purpose. I think what I'm looking for more so is, why does that do that? It's like, why does mixing toothpaste and orange juice, why is that so bad? And we understand why that's bad, but I'm just saying, like, why, when I jolt a lightning bolt into a fucking ocean filled with carbon, does it make these little crawly boys that hug each other and they become bigger crawly boys, and then fuck, I keep kicking that. That's gonna be a problem. You know? We really are. We literally are just a crazy like, when you think about the very odds of you existing, it's insane. Like, so as I was saying earlier, we're all the product of about, how old is the universe? Like 13.9 billion years old. It's projected around now. So imagine stars exploding and recreating themselves as new stars and new planets over billions of years. Eventually, the solar system comes out of that, and the planet Earth develops out of the dust of that shit. 4.3 billion years later, through all the processes of all the mass extinctions, evolution, life being brought into existence on this planet, you know, all the patterns for where the planet was positioned, the distance from the sun and everything, for that all to be, you know, fall into place. I'm sure, I don't know. I don't know how that really works, but That's the thing about life on other planets is it's like it's possible life could evolve in a atmosphere that we could never ever survive in without like severe gear on or some shit. But you know what I mean? Like over 4.3 billion years, you know, the cells are going to evolve and adapt to the conditions outside. So they can get better at consuming more energy. Because that's the whole purpose of life. Or not purpose, but like that's what life does. It comes into existence. And in order to sustain itself, it needs to consume energy. And in order for it to consume energy, it needs to know what energy is. It needs to be aware of where it is, what it is. So it needs to be conscious of it. It needs to be able to see it. It needs to be able to chase after it. It needs to be able to remember what their patterns are. It has to be able to hear it. It has to be able to feel it. But that, all of those conscious points of those evolutionary markings of consciousness did not all come at once. You know, first it was the sensation of touch. You know, you touch something and you start eating it. And if you can't eat it, well, you just move on. And that was difficult. So creatures evolved to interpret their environments better. Like, and I'm talking like down from a single cell to, you know, what we've become today. It's like, and then you've got multicellular organisms. Like, how did that come to be? How do you guys think that came to be? Was it just like one day it was like two single cells were like, what if we work together to get more energy? Like, what if we just merge together and combine our thing? And then they just started doing it more and more. And they had to like get more cells on board, and over the course of billions of years they kept doing that, you know, and they would form like different weird creatures, and they would just be like, all right, you know, all right, so we're in this like water, right? We're in water, so we need like something to like swim with. We also need something to protect ourselves with, because there's other multicellular fish that are coming at me, and I gotta defend myself, and you know, that energy is mine. My purpose is to consume energy. I am an energy consumer. That is what life is. Life consumes energy. So, have I lost anyone yet? Is everyone still following me? I just want to make sure. Lube it up? Okay, perfect. I'm assuming that's talking to me. So you've got all these multicellular organisms that are starting to come out of it, and they're like, ooh, let's try this, let's try this, let's try this, let's try this, right? And it's kind of like the marketplace. It's like capitalism, right? It's like this product failed because it sucked. No one bought it, so it sucked, and we canceled it. This product did really well, so we kept going on with it, right? Think of it like that. So, and then the multicellular organisms started fucking, and they started creating duplicates of their complex multicellular selves, right? So now they can create more and consume more energy, and they can be more of a competition against other groups of energy consumers, right? And as that continues on, consciousness develops. You know, fish start walking on land because there's energy on land too, actually. In fact, it's even warmer here. There's more energy. We should go up here. And then you had land creatures. You had bugs. You had, what the fuck are those called? Fucking troglodytes or whatever. My brain is a single-celled organism. Doesn't even know where the hell the enter key is. Well, hey. Alcohol is a hell of a drink. Sometimes I think about how wild it is I met X person. Let's say you, for instance. Somehow, despite our lives being totally separated, totally unknown for the vast majority of not just our lives, but also the chance that we came into existence when we did, and eventually these lines of existence crossed, somehow, someway, by an innumerable amount of random happenstances, we met. And it's so poetic. It's so poetic. It really is when you think about it. Because it's like, you know, we're all stardust. We're all the universe experiencing itself. We all are random chance, and we have all come into existence as creatures that are able to be conscious of the world and the universe around us and study it and grow to understand it, to pass it on to future generations so that they may understand it even further. Because again, the energy consumers need to consume more energy. The humans need to consume more resources, so they need to go into space. You see? We need more resources to get more energy, to do more things. That's what life is. Some life does it better than others, but we're all just energy suckers. Isn't that neat? We're like the entropy of the universe. That's really what life is. It's the cancer that it's the yin to the universe's yang almost. Isn't that weird to think about? Our existence just boils down to consuming energy and figuring out different methods and different tools and resources that we can use to our advantage to consume more energy. And no, I'm not just talking about like food. Now I'm talking about like the atom bomb. Now I'm talking about like Dyson spheres. I'm talking about, you know, serious shit. We learn to control it for our purpose, for our advantage. The virus is devising ways to spread throughout its host quicker and more effectively to consume more energy. Do we think of life as a virus on the universe? Who are we to say? Who are we to judge? Personally, I think we have every right. Because we are alive. We are conscious. We are aware of you, universe. And we're coming for you. Our purpose is to figure you out, explore you, and manipulate you for our benefit. We are the virus. You know, I think on that note, I think it's time to cut the stream. I think it's time to end it. I think it's time to take this weird thing that just, I don't know what the hell this was, to be honest, but I got to tell you, this This has honestly been a very interesting discussion, at least for me. I really enjoyed it a lot. And I know Red's in the other room and she's trying to sleep, so I'm gonna, for the sake of her, never with the 400 biddies. We are the virus, dude. It's like Agent Smith said in The Matrix. It's like Agent Smith said, dude. Humans are like more like a virus. We move to an area and we multiply, and we continue to multiply until every resource is consumed. And once every resource is consumed, we simply pick up and spread to another location and consume all of those resources. The same pattern as a virus. And it's true. It's true, though. Humans are a virus. That is the point. When you look at it from a universal perspective and you look at what life and what humans are in the interest of, like, the universe, depending on, like, you know, assuming we know what the universe, like, what good is it needs or whatever. But, ooh, you know, it's like, there we go. That's who we're gonna do. Okay. It is what it is. But Never, thank you again for the 400. Guys, this has been an interesting stream. That's what we're here for. We're not going to Mars for shits and giggles. We need a staging point to get to that asteroid belt. Exactly. Meanwhile, we aren't looking into what's consuming our energy in life. See, that's the other thing too, is, you know, one of the most important lessons that I picked up from Star Trek was at the very last episode of the series of The Next Generation, where I forget what Q said, but it was something along the lines of, you know, you can explore the galaxy and the universe all you'd like, but the true mysteries and the true rewards of unlocking the real secrets of the universe lie up here. And I think about that. But anyway, you know, it is what it is, I suppose. Machines wouldn't be any different. Yeah, I mean, definitely. They're that would be interesting. Like, from a machine perspective, how would they see themselves in relation to the universe? How would they contemplate their reality? That would be interesting. Because, like, we would be their creators. However, it's like a you never want to meet your heroes type deal. Where it's like, imagine if we met the, like, alien species that planted the seed for humanity on the planet or whatever, if that were true. You know, maybe they're a bunch of incompetent idiots that just, like, they dumped some trash off here once, like, from a party, and that it was so fucking toxic that it just created humanity, and we're all just, like, mutants of like, some, like, frat dudes throw up from, like, an intergalactic space party that happened like 2 million years ago. Wouldn't that be weird? I don't know. That'd be a little weird. Definitely give us a different perspective. Anyway, guys, that is where I'm going to end it off tonight. Thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you guys have not joined the Discord yet, make sure that you guys... Shit, I should do the... jump on in the Discord. It's a lot of fun. We have a lot of goofs and a lot of laughs. It's a good time. Red's there. She's our community manager, and we do a lot of fun things. Except we haven't lately, just because summer's been kind of, you know, we're all outside, but it'll pick up once school starts again, I'm sure. Anyways, guys, if you're not following me on Twitter, check me out there. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm gonna have a new video coming hopefully very soon. I'm gonna get on that. We're gonna finally review those Oreos. I gotta get into those. So, without further ado, guys, thank you all so much for watching. I will see you all next Wednesday. And where are we going? Where are we going? Where are we going? We're going Das Good. That's what we're going. Let's go Das Good. You guys want to go Das Good? Let's go Das Good. Let's go show him some love. Let's go show him some support. He's a nice boy. We like him. He's a good fella. Yeah. Say hi. Stick around for a while. You know, you guys will like him. So without further ado, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you all next Wednesday, and peace out.